Welcome to the Righteous Knight table read. It's brought to you by the Northwest Screenwriters Guild, and it's voiced by this amazing group of actors we've got here today. So I've heard a little preview of this, and you're in for a really fun treat. I'm Kristen Raven, president of the Northwest Screenwriters Guild. You'll see me looking around because I'm still letting people in. Yeah. You can check out our website, nwsg.org, for all the fun and educational screenwriting events that we hold. I'm going to introduce Dale Sweeney. He's the writer of The Righteous Knight. He's just going to give us a little teaser of what this script is about. Dale, can you?
Am I on? My mic
Yep.
on? Unusual.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah, as many of you know, it's a comedy in the Middle Ages about a rogue character that has a encounter with a lady princess and is smitten by her and manages to get a job as the king's messenger to get access to the castle, but he lies instead of telling the truth, and lies build until everything blows up, basically.
All right. I think you can say shit show. It becomes a shit show, right? All right. Now for our audience, can you go ahead and please keep your mics muted during the read, but afterwards you're welcome to stick around and we can all chat then, and you can, tell Dale how you feel about the script. And so now it is time to introduce our actors. Okay, so we have got Ben Leotoa. He is playing Motu. Dean Moody will be playing Krakus, Bruce, Farmer Bob, and Dean. Duncan Starbosco will be playing Calum. Erwin Gahn will be playing Norval and Holgen Shlomo. Aaron Ray is the court jester, Bibi, and the dog trainer. Gabriella Noble is the Maribel. Ian Wells will be Ramus, Holgen Joe, the announcer, Scruffy Guy, Kirk, Sam, and Man in Agony. All right. Ingrid Senai Buran is Aram, Lizzie, Sally, and Woman Down the Corridor. Jonathan Keys, where are you? You'll be King Aldo and Holgen Kevin. Michael Crowley is Ogun, Prince Pompian, and Holgen Tony. Michelle Conklin is Serenity, Backup Singers, and the Tavernites. Tessie Rasti is Juju. Trevor Lewis is Holgen Dave, Torin, and Man Down the Corridor. And Wanda Moats is our narrator. And now, Wanda, go ahead and take it away.
All right. The Righteous Knight by Dale Sweeney. Exterior. Aerial medieval countryside. Day. We're soaring above the treetops. A lute plays a catchy tune.
When you feel like you're stuck in a hole and your life is spinning out of control,
We spin.
don't surrender to the voices of doom. There's a remedy for your unbearable gloom. Just hang loose. I can surely attest it's no use to be uptight and stressed. You'll be much more satisfied if you can take it all in stride. Your troubles will be nullified if you just hang loose.
We swoop down, narrowly miss riders spooking their horses. We fly through peasant women hanging laundry, scaring them. We snag laundry that blocks our view.
When your world comes apart at the seams and you've lost sight of your hopes and your dreams, as we all know, life isn't fair and there are assholes everywhere.
The laundry flies off. Uh-oh, we're speeding towards a cow's asshole. Just in time, we dip under the cow, flutter through the udders, and back up to the treetops.
So hang loose to pick you up from your lows, say vamoose to your worries and woes. Don't wallow in your pity. When things get really shitty, you'll be purring like a kitty. You just need to hang loose.
We stop near the higher branches of a tree, pan down to a headshot of the source of the voice, Caleb, a certified swashbuckler. He sings a happy tune. Oh, and there's a noose around his neck.
You may be thinking, what the heck? I have this thing around my neck. I can confirm you are correct. It's a hanging noose. So I'll be hanging loose. Yes, I'll be.
Hey!
Burly Bruce stands among several other angry villagers, waiting for the hanging as Caleb sits content on a horse, hands tied behind his back.
When I asked if you had any last words, I didn't expect you'd go on and on singing some cheery tune. Seems a bit inappropriate for the occasion.
Sorry, I was lost in the moment.
I don't think you've quite grasped the seriousness of your situation.
Well, let's review. You discovered that the jewels I had sold you were brightly painted acorns, which I would have gotten away with if little Susie hadn't cracked one open and eaten it. So, good on you, Susie.
Applause for the proud little girl.
At which point, I was seized and brought to this hanging tree, and then you gave me your horse.
I what?
Right, so here's where it gets interesting. Given the rope scars on this branch, I determined this was a hanging tree. So last night, I saw just enough to weaken the branch in the event my scheme went awry. And then...
He pulls on a line in the back of his coat, which raises a wooden slat from the front of his shirt, protecting his throat from the noose. He takes a small knife from the back of his coat, pricks the horse bolts. The rope yanks the branch off the tree, drags the branch through the crowd, takes down several villagers. Exterior road in the woods. Day. Caleb gallops down a road. He cuts the rope from his wrists with a small knife. He looks back and laughs. He looks forward. A fallen tree spans across the road at head level. He halts the horse just before his head hits the fallen tree. He sighs with relief. The toad branch whacks him in the back of the head, knocks him into the fallen tree. He falls off the horse, tumbles down a slope, towing the dragging branch, the rope around his neck. He narrowly misses trees, thorny bushes, deer antlers, a porcupine. He careens toward a sleeping bear and over a flat, sloped-topped boulder, which launches him over the bear and off a bluff. The bear yawns, branch snags in the bear's mouth. The rope stops Caleb's fall a few feet off the ground. The wood slat protecting his throat is gone. He hangs, choking. He cuts the rope with a knife, drops, lands on his feet. Relieved, he removes the noose, brushes himself off. Wham! The bear slams on him. The branch falls on the bear and onto Caleb's head. The bear scampers off. Caleb lies in pain. He hears festive music in the distance. He perks up, grins. Exterior, city, day. It's a festival in a bustling city. The streets are lined with tables of food, street vendors, various performers, including musicians who play on a raised stage. Prince Pompeian struts in, pudgy, narcissistic. With him is his assistant Eldon, who is annoyed by Pompeian. Pompeian stops to admire a banner above the main street. The celebration of his majestic majesty, Prince Pompeian of Melonia, and all his goodness, greatness, and glory.
Isn't it magnificent, Eldon? A grand festival in my honor.
They walk by where vendors peddle their goods. Caleb peers around a corner. He surveys several vendors, sizing them up.
Let's see, who will be my source of revenue today? No.
He sees Motu, an undynamic African vendor.
Herbs, spices, herbs for health.
People pass by, ignoring him. Calum grins.
Yes.
Herbs and spices, very healthy.
Pops up, snatches herbs from Motu.
Pardon me, but I couldn't help noticing you could use some help.
Who are you and what do...
If you want your words to reach their ears, you must use the ones they want to hear. Observe.
No. You must not.
Come one, come all, experience the most amazing transformation of your life. Just a handful of these magical herbs and you will become radiant, dare I say, irresistible. Those who scarcely notice you will want to have sex with you.
This gets their attention. A crowd quickly gathers.
In the blink of an eye, your body will ooze with sensuality.
A hand grabs the herbs from Calum. It's Pompian.
I'll give it a try.
No, do not.
Sorry, no free
Pompian pops the herbs into his mouth.
samples.
Oh, yes. I feel something.
You do?
All watch intently. Motu is worried. Gurgling rumbles in Pompian's stomach. Calum leans to Motu.
What was that anyway?
It is gugu weed, a powerful laxative.
More, longer, louder gurgling.
This is not good.
At least I was right about the oozing.
A flatulent eruption reverberates. Pompian, angst turns to rage.
You seem upset. I'm sure there's an herb for that.
Sifts through the herbs in his hand.
Kill them. Kill them both.
Calum throws the herbs in the face of approaching soldiers, which burns their eyes. Calum bolts through the crowd. Motu whistles. A camel trots up. Motu tries to jump on, but the camel takes off before Motu is completely mounted. The soldiers pursue Calum and Motu. Mayhem spreads, decorations destroyed, tables of food knocked over. Nearby, as he struggles to hold on, the out-of-control camel crashes into the stage with the musicians. Motu flies off the camel and into the musicians. The camel runs off. The stage tilts and crashes down with the musicians and Motu. The musicians glare at Motu. Motu bolts. The musicians charge after him, playing fast chase music as they go. Advancing soldiers are hampered by the rubble. As Motu runs, he looks back, crashes into a vendor's stand, spilling apples all over the road. Motu scurries off again. The soldiers and musicians slip and fall on the apples. The vendor shakes his fist at Motu. Motu turns a corner and spots an opening into a stable. The soldiers and musicians get up. The camel runs through them, knocking them over again. In the stable, two young lovers, Lizzie and Harry, passionately kiss on a pile of hay, both stripped down to their undergarments. Calum climbs in through the opening and plops to the floor. The two lovers hear him and bury themselves in the hay. Calum pops up, anxiously glances around. The doors creak open. Motu dives into the hay. Calum and Lizzie rise from the hay, rubbing their heads. They look at each other with confusion. Farmer Bob enters holding a pitchfork. He's shocked to see the two in the hay. Lizzie grabs her dress and covers herself.
Lizzie?
Daddy?
Farmer Bob glares at Calum, raises the pitchfork. Calum snatches the dress and throws it into Farmer Bob's face, then darts past Farmer Bob and out of the stable. Farmer Bob tosses the dress away and dashes out after Calum. Larry cautiously rises from the hay. The two lovers gaze at each other, kiss, fall back into the hay. Outside the stable, Calum dashes out of the stable with Farmer Bob close behind. Motu scampers down a road with Farmer Bob. The musicians, soldiers, and vendor in hot pursuit. Calum crosses the road behind Motu. Farmer Bob is caught up in the horde pursuing Motu. On Pompian. Pompian strains to see what's going on.
My horse. Bring me my horse.
Eldon leads the horse to Pompian. As Pompion begins to mount, Calum pops up from the other side.
Just what I needed. Thanks.
Calum hops on the horse, knocking Pompion down. Calum races off, dragging a rope behind.
Stop him!
Pompion runs after Calum, shaking his fist and tooting a fart with every step. Eldon struggles to catch up. On Motu. Motu turns a corner and is blocked by walls. He's cornered, exhausted. He fearfully turns to face the angry mob. Calum flies in on the horse, out of control, through the mob. The looped end of the rope dangling from the horse snags Motu by the ankle. Motu screams as he's jolted away and dragged through the mob, knocking down the would-be assailants. As they get up, the camel runs in, knocking them back down. Pompion arrives with Eldon close behind. He raises his sword toward Calum and Motu as they disappear into the woods.
I will find you and I will have my revenge. Oh, I'm so upset. Eldon, do something to make it better.
Eldon holds up a mirror. Pompion swoons at his reflection.
Oh, yes.
Fart. Exterior, forest. Kingdom of Vandalore. Day. Calum stops, dismounts, checks out Motu, who lies motionless. Calum leans over for a closer look. Motu's eyes open. He punches Calum. Not effective. Calum scoffs. Motu throws more lame strikes, kicks, slaps. Calum pushes him off. Motu falls back, the rope still on his leg.
You have ruined me. You are not a good person. Not good.
Oh, was that supposed to be fighting? So sorry. Here, let me. Please don't hurt me. I surrender. Congratulations. You win. Goodbye.
I regret that is not.
What is not?
Goodbye. You see, even though it was not your intention, you saved my life back there.
Well, I suppose I did, technically.
According to my custom of my people, if one's life is saved by another, then one cannot rest until the debt is repaid in kind.
Are you saying you intend to follow me around until you save my life as well? Preposterous. You can't even defend yourself. What would you do? Bore my assailant to death with your sales pitch for grass?
Do you think I wish to save one so vile and depraved? My honor must not be compromised, or I bring shame to myself and my people.
That's very gallant of you. But you see, I have a horse, and you do not. So I say again, goodbye.
Calum mounts the horse, rides off. Exterior country road, day. Calum gallops down the road, looks back, snickers, looks ahead. He's startled by Motu, who is there on the camel.
I think that horse is not so fast.
Couldn't you just save a wounded bird or find a lost puppy instead?
Sighs, ponders.
Well, if it must be so, just try to keep up. This way.
Why this way?
Calum nods to a sign. It reads, "Welcome to the Kingdom of Vandalore." Not really. Bugger off.
I should think we'd be better off in a kingdom where we enjoy less notoriety. Don't you agree?
Frankly, I am hesitant to agree with you on anything.
Understandable. You know, if we're going to be traveling companions, we might as well share a meal.
Takes out a bag.
Yes, thank you. My name is Motu. It means one of great honor.
My name is Calum. It means I don't care.
Calum pops the bag, blowing powder in Motu's face. Calum races off. Exterior, nearby in the forest, day. Calum halts the horse. A mysterious female voice echoes through the forest.
I'm coming for you.
Entranced, Calum slowly rides in, searching for the source.
Your days of fluttering about as you please are over.
Calum has yet to notice Maribel. Cute, bubbly, giddy. She's above him in a tree. She reaches out with a pillowcase, attempting to catch a butterfly at the end of a branch.
I've got you now.
She swings the pillowcase at the butterfly, misses, slips and falls, hangs upside down, face to face with Caleb.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I suppose you're wondering why I'm hanging upside down from a tree.
Well,
I don't know you. We shouldn't be talking.
what are you doing up there?
I'm not talking to you.
Another failed attempt at catching the butterfly.
Perhaps you should try using a butterfly net.
Are you some kind of butterfly expert?
Well, no, but
Then hush.
Now the butterfly is out of her reach.
perhaps I could get it to fly towards you.
He breaks off at the end of a branch and throws it at the butterfly. He nearly hits it, but it doesn't move.
The idea is to catch it, not kill it. I really don't need your...
She slips and falls, catching herself on a branch. The pillowcase lands on her head. She hangs with her dress snagged on the other branches, exposing her undergarments.
Help!
I've got you.
Oh, don't look! I'm indecent!
Oh, right.
Caleb closes his eyes and blindly reaches out as she swings her legs. She accidentally kicks him in the face. He rolls off the back of the horse and plops to the ground.
Hang on.
Brilliant advice. So helpful.
He positions himself under her.
Okay, let go. I'll catch you.
She screams, releases, lands on his shoulders, her dress draped over his head, the pillowcase still over her head. Caleb and Maribel sway side to side, then fall into bushes. Caleb quickly pulls himself up and anxiously looks around for Maribel. She's behind him, sprawled out on her back, laughing hysterically. She sits up.
Woohoo! That was the most fun I've had in ages. Now, where is that butterfly? Do you see it?
She looks around. The butterfly is smashed onto her butt.
I'm quite sure it's gone.
Pity. I really wanted it for my collection.
How many are there in this collection of yours?
Well, as of now, almost one.
Impressive. I'd like to see it.
Caleb is grabbed and slammed against the tree by Torin, an imposing, battle-hardened, gray-haired knight.
Are you hurt, princess?
Princess?
Torin puts a sword to Caleb's throat. Maribel pops in.
Sorry for interrupting, but I'd rather avoid any of that slashing and bashing sort of thing you men like to do when you get together. I mean, all that splattering blood and exposed internal organs. It's so unsightly and impossible to clean. I much prefer the woman's way, a little scratching with the nails, pulling the hair, and a lifetime of resentment. Even that seems a bit harsh. I mean, he was only trying to help, inept as it was. Don't you agree?
She slays Torin with puppy dog eyes. Torin releases.
You will not come near her again.
Caleb notices Torin's horse is close. He discreetly pricks the horse with a small knife. It gallops off.
Hey!
Torin runs after it. Caleb hobbles to Maribel.
You're walking like... Did you soil yourself?
What? No, well, maybe a little. Who is that?
That is the mighty Torin, fiercest knight in the kingdom. You don't want to get on his bad side.
Yes, a good side. Why so dramatic?
Well, I'm not supposed to stray too far from the castle without an escort. Boring! I do what I can to pass the time, but I long for adventure and excitement, to sail the oceans, explore uncharted territories, ride a quonkadoodle.
I don't think that's a real thing, but the rest sounds good.
I'll bet you can do as you please, going hither and thither, no one telling you to stay at your castle.
My castle?
She nods to a silk-lined saddle blanket on the horse with Prince Pompion's name written in gold.
Ah, yes, my castle, right. I like to get out when I can, but there are responsibilities, royalty.
A horse approaches.
Ah, the mighty Torin returns to save me from your sinister snare, and not a moment too soon. Just as you mentioned, responsibilities. Ugh.
Shudders. Torin rides up. He glares at Caleb, pulls Maribel up.
Farewell, Prince Poopy Pants.
She hoots as they ride towards a magnificent castle.
Wait, I I don't even know your name.
He accidentally kicks something. It's a bag. He inspects the contents. Bread, cheese, a bottle of wine. Interesting.
Ah, there you are.
Motu rides in on the camel.
Anyone wanting to kill you? Besides me, of course, because I would really love to.
Motu mimics violently strangling. Caleb sighs with disappointment.
What now?
Looks to the castle.
I must find a way in.
In where?
Caleb jumps on the horse, rides off. Motu follows. As he goes, Caleb grabs a branch of the tree and lets it go, whacking Motu, knocking him off the camel.
Oh, I hate that guy. I cannot wait until I save his life.
Interior, Aldo's castle. Maribel's room, day. Maribel gazes out an open window high above the ground. She dreamfully sways side to side and hums a cheerful tune. Bibi, a grumpy old handmaid, stands behind Maribel, attempting to work on the back of Maribel's dress as Maribel sways. She mockingly mimics Maribel behind her back.
Guess what, Bibi? I met someone today outside the castle. He
Irritated.
wasn't like anyone else I'd met. He was so carefree, like he didn't have a worry in the world.
Maribel saunters away from Bibi, leaving Bibi holding a threaded needle. Bibi scurries up behind Maribel and continues to sew. Maribel saunters away again. Motions to stay still.
Yet I'm stuck here in this stuffy old castle. One day I'm going to get away from here. Oh, just thinking about it makes me want to sing!
Bibi shakes her head, waves her hands, no. Music begins. Maribel dances around. Bibi pursues with needle and thread. Singing.
From the moment I awake in my warm and cozy bed, I think of all the places that I'd rather be instead.
Maribel swirls around, arms stretched out, whacks Bibi, knocking her into a dresser.
Life here is so comfortable, but I need something much, much more. I'd rather be a vagabond than a complacent bore.
Bibi staggers back to Maribel. Maribel twirls several times. Bibi ducks each time. Maribel stops. In fast motion, Bibi sews the back of the dress, taunts Maribel behind her back. Maribel goes into an arabesque ballet position. Arms extended out, one leg extended back, which kicks Bibi back. Bibi trips backward on the hearth of a large fireplace, sits on burning embers, leaps up, hits her head on the mantel. A statuette of a knight holding a lance falls off the mantel and sticks into her foot. She kicks, flicking the statuette up. It sticks into the ceiling. She limps around in pain. She gathers her composure, takes a step. The statuette falls from the ceiling and sticks into her other foot.
I'm told I must stay near, and I do year after year. Though I wish I could run amok, and still I remain, and here I'm stuck. If things don't change, then that would really suck. Get me out of here.
Maribel stays in place, but still sways to the music. Seizing the opportunity, Bibi grabs a short tool and sits behind Maribel to fix a tear in the back of the hem. Gripping several threaded needles between her lips with both hands ready, she waits for the right moment to strike. Maribel stops moving. Bibi snatches the hem, pulls it close. Maribel lunges to the window. Bibi is yanked forward. Wham! Slams to the floor.
My youth is temporary. It will fade away in time. That's why I need to see the world before I'm way beyond my prime.
Bibi pulls herself up, sees herself in a mirror. The needles are stuck in her face. Gasp. She plucks them out. Pluck, pluck, Phoebe fumes, glares at Maribel.
When at last I leave, I fear the size of my rear will be severe. It'll be over for my ovaries. My boobs will hang down to my knees. I ask of you now, won't you please get me out of here?
End of music. Maribel gazes out the window. Phoebe grabs the stool, raises it over her head, charges at Maribel. Unaware, Maribel steps aside. Phoebe misses and flops out the window. Maribel looks around.
Bibi?
Distant thud. Interior, Norval's Tavern, night. Caleb and Motu enter this rowdy din of debauchery. The grungy customers are known as the Tavernites.
Just what I need. People. Stupid, gullible people.
Caleb sees Norval, a pudgy Scotsman, pouring drinks at the bar. That's somebody he'd rather avoid.
You know, there's probably a better place nearby.
So, thought you could sneak out without me noticing, eh?
Norval!
Turns around.
What a surprise. You're looking...
Alive? Thought I was done in by that angry mob you left me with, eh?
Smiles.
But then they were no match for the likes of me, eh, old friend? Come, sit. Have a drink.
Caleb is relieved, yet still wary.
Hey, here we go. Busy night. Need to wait for a table to open up.
3 men sitting at a table are struck down by a flying bottle. A chair, another guy.
Ah, here we go.
They sit.
This is all yours.
I decided to settle down and open a respectable business.
Norval looks to the ragged, drunken crowd. A fight breaks out as Lady Grum, a small, old woman, and meanest, toughest of them all, lunges across a table. She takes a large guy down to the floor, continues to pummel him.
It didn't quite work out like I planned, but if I could get my hands on that king's wine, the finest in all the lands, that would change everything. So, who's your friend?
We're not friends.
I am Motu.
So, what's your scam?
I do not have a scam, as you put it. He used me to defeat others, and it did not go well. I had to flee for my life, and he accidentally pulled me out of danger. Now, sadly, my honor requires that I repay my debt.
You mean to say you're stuck with him till you save his life? Oh, that's rich.
I know. It's utterly absurd. He can't even take care of himself.
Lady Grum struts by.
I mean, he hits like an old woman.
Lady Glum glares at him. She wallops him. Pow! He flies across several other tables. Satisfied, Lady Grum stomps off. Caleb pulls himself up and limps back to the table.
Perhaps I should rephrase that. He hits like a little girl.
Nearby Sally, a fierce-looking little girl, glares at him.
He doesn't hit very hard, okay?
Well, I do not need to hit because I can use my wits.
Motu is impressed with himself.
Juju, bring the best for my friends.
Juju, a cheerful, flamboyant, unkempt, cross-dressing barmaid, serves drinks to patrons at a nearby table.
The best? All right, but I wouldn't recommend it.
If you'll excuse me, I'm up.
He saunters up onto a stage. The Tavernites cheer enthusiastically.
All right,
He holds his hands up to quiet them.
All right, you smelly skunks. It's everyone's favorite night. And what happens tonight?
TMK! TMK!
So, what's going to be the lucky one tonight?
The Tavernites mumble and look around.
Hey, I know. An old friend of mine has come for a visit. Let's bring him up here. Come on up, Caleb. You too, Motu. Come on, don't be shy.
Caleb and Motu are surprised and flattered. They both hop up on the stage. Norville puts an arm around both. Big cheer.
So, what's TMK anyway?
Oh, what's TMK, you ask?
Points to
Torture
the
man,
Tavernites.
kill!
The Tavernites rush the stage, hold them against a wall.
Caleb, my old friend, this is to thank you for leaving me to die.
To the Tavernites.
So, who wants to have some fun?
Sally steps up with a red-hot tipped iron bar. Raspy
I want
voice.
to have some fun.
Shouldn't you be playing with dolls?
You mean like this one?
She takes out a beat-up doll with a rope around its neck and a knife in its back.
Wait! I get one last drink.
The crowd cheers. Sally moves in closer.
All right, fine. One last drink for old times.
The Tavernites moan.
Juju?
Actually, I brought my own.
He opens the bag, takes out the bottle of wine. All look with interest. Caleb uncorks the bottle, raises it to his mouth.
Would that be?
Stops before drinking.
The king's wine? Yes, it is.
He swirls the bottle under Norville's nose. Norville is entranced.
I've never been so close. Where did you get it?
From a reliable source.
Off Norville's look.
Oh, would you like a taste?
Norville eagerly reaches out. Caleb holds out the bottle, drops it to the floor. It shatters.
What did you do that for?
Oops. Well, I guess you and your customers will never get a taste of the most exquisite, savory delight to ever pass your lips. Farewell.
Getting the drift.
You can get more, I gather.
Enough to satisfy the discerning taste of your sophisticated clientele for as long as you like.
That would tend to make the place...
respectable.
The thing is, I don't trust you.
Of course not. Who would? But you can trust him.
Gestures to Motu.
Ah, yes, the man of honor.
To Motu.
Yeah. Come see to it. He does as he says?
Motu emphatically nods yes.
All right, then. You got 10 days, and you best not try to sneak off without keeping your word, because we'll find you for sure.
Disappointed, the Tavernites back off. Sally gives Caleb the evil eye, then throws the iron bar down as she stomps off. It sticks into a guy's foot. He screams. To Motu.
You just need to know how to talk to people.
Yes, I know. Everywhere you go, people want you.
Juju prances by, twirls, plops down, drinks at a table.
Here you go.
A patron looks in his mug, pulls out an eyeball.
Well, how did that get in there? I wonder whose it is.
Holds it up.
Does this belong to anyone? Anybody?
Excuse me, Juju, is there anyone who might know about how to get into the castle?
No, well, there is one possibility, if you dare.
Juju nods to a large man sitting alone in a dark corner.
Good luck.
Juju snickers, scampers off. Caleb and Motu trudge up to Ogun, one scary-looking dude. He makes Freddy Krueger look like Mr. Rogers. He nurses a drink.
Sorry to bother you. Do you mind if we join you, sir?
Ogun looks up with a scowl and a menacing glare, then...
Hey, new friends. Sit. I like making friends. I don't have a lot, I think maybe people are a little bit afraid of me. I don't know why.
You seem okay to me. Maybe we could be friends.
Oh, yes, I would like that very much. I am Ogun.
I'm Calum, and this is Motu. I understand you know things about the castle.
Indeed, I do. I myself am in the service of His Majesty King Aldo.
Really? So you work in the castle?
Every day, except my birthday.
Interesting. Let me buy you another drink. You can tell me all about it.
Ogun nods enthusiastically. Exterior, outside Aldo's castle, night. Motu strolls along as Calum and Ogun stagger together, arms over shoulders, inebriated, laughing in the moonlit night.
Do it again! Do it again!
Calum mockingly mimics Motu's lame fighting on Ogun.
You ruined my life, you bad boy.
They laugh, look up to the castle wall.
Now that's a castle. You're so lucky you get to work in it every day.
Except
Except for
my
your
birthday.
Do you think I could work in the castle too?
Sorry, mate. Only a special few are chosen to serve in the castle. Although there is one thing, it just opened up, but nah.
What is it?
Well, you would have to be very, I mean, like the most trustworthy person ever.
He is definitely
That's
not.
me. That's me. I am. I have this.
Calum pulls up his sleeve, exposing burned-in markings.
Whoa! That's the mark of a righteous knight? I've never met a righteous knight before.
Motu looks with disbelief.
You cannot possibly. It looks authentic. With the seal of the Pope, how can this be? To get this, you would have to be the one who has proven through great personal sacrifice to be a man of uncompromising integrity.
Well, maybe you don't know me as well as you think.
Farts.
I tell you what, you come to the castle tomorrow at first light. I know somebody you can talk to.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna give you a secret hand signal that will allow you entry into the castle, but you must not tell anyone. Ready?
Yep.
Ogun glances side to side, then all goes black. Exterior Forest Road. Morning. Calum regains consciousness. He sees an out-of-focus, tan object in front of his face. It comes to focus as the camel's nose. The camel sneezes. Calum pops up.
Ugh, get that thing away from me.
Stanley.
What?
His name is Stanley.
Calum pulls himself up. He realizes...
It's morning. I have to get to the... Bloody hell, I didn't get the signal.
That is your own doing. You have no one to blame but yourself.
Calum glares at Motu, marches into the woods.
Where are you going?
I have to pee.
After a brief moment, Calum returns.
Perhaps you have a point, and maybe I could be a bit more... Well, come, I want to show you something.
I do not want to see you pee.
Ha! No, it's not that. There's something that I think you should see.
Motu hesitates, then complies. Calum leads him to an edge of a drop-off with an expansive view. Calum puts a friendly hand on Motu's shoulder and points.
See that out there?
Where?
Calum pushes Motu over the edge. Calum chuckles.
I know the signal.
Calum looks to the heavens, sighs, jumps off. At the bottom, Caleb tumbles into bushes. They both rise, covered with leaves and twigs. They rub their hands. The rumble of many horses draws near. Caleb and Motu drop into the bushes again. A band of hooligans ride in, barbaric raiders with dragon tattoos. Their fierce leader, Krakus, signals to stop.
What say we have a peek at the bounties from today's raids?
They dismount and rummage through bags of goods.
Ah, yes, we have done well. We bring honor to the Aurum.
The Aurum! Ahoo! Wagga wagga!
I pitched.
To a brutal yet gracious leader, Krakus.
They snap fingers to a beat.
Let me tell you about my main man, Krakus. Yeah, nobody's crueler.
Yet nobody's cooler.
Our beloved patriarch.
He made the dark ages dark.
He's the master of upheaval.
He put the evil in medieval.
Hail, Krakus! Ahoo! Wagga wagga!
I pitched. Oh, the snapping ends. Krakus modestly holds his hands up.
You know, boys, it's days like this that remind me of what life is all about.
Music begins, soft and sweet, singing.
When I'm feeling lonely, so sad and so blue, to make me feel better, there's one thing to do. I love a good raid. That's where friendships are made. Just having some fun with my very best bud.
Each puts arms around the shoulders of another.
To pillage a village with spillage of blood. I love a good raid. I love a good raid. There's slicing of flesh and the crunching of bones, the sweet soothing sound of the screams and their moans. I just adore causing infliction of pain. It's so stimulating to bash in our brain. There's mayhem and misery, agony too, and smashing and slashing and cutting and gunning and whipping and ripping and...
Suddenly slow and sweet again.
I love a good raid. It's your home we hope to invade.
All point to the camera.
And when the day's over and I lie in bed, the nightmares I've caused bring sweet dreams to my head. I love a good raid.
Big finish.
I love a good raid.
Music ends.
Oh, wagga wagga! All right, men, back to the camp.
They all whoop and holler as they ride off. Caleb and Motu come out from the bushes.
Hulgans are here? This is not good. They raided along the coast where I used to live. That is the main reason I left.
Scoffs.
They don't concern me. Barbarianism is no match for brilliance. All right, then. What is it?
What?
You know what I mean. The signal. Come on, let's have it. I'm not leaving here until you tell me.
Motu glares at Caleb, raises the middle finger. Motu stumbles through the brush, begins to climb back up.
Look, I understand you're upset, but...
Motu raises the middle finger again.
Oh, come on. Wait. Is that the signal? Or are you just expressing your anger? Well?
Motu continues to climb. Caleb follows. Exterior, outside Aldo's castle. Morning. Caleb and Motu ride up to the castle. Sam the soldier calls down from the top of the castle wall.
Halt! State your purpose or leave immediately.
I'm Caleb. I'm here to...
Several other guards draw their bows.
Show the signal or leave immediately.
Caleb slowly raises his hand, but then quickly lowers it. To Motu.
Is it the signal or not?
There is one way to find out.
Caleb sighs. He slowly raises a fist, then the middle finger. After a tense moment, the gate opens. Relieved, Caleb trots in. He flips the middle finger back at Motu. On the castle grounds, Caleb looks around, not sure what to do. He's startled by, very loud,
Stuff! Hey there, hot stuff!
Caleb turns to see Serenity. Loud, brash, irritating voice, dressed like a guard.
You must be Ogun's friend. I'm Serenity. Whoa, you got something going on down there. Woohoo! I'm Serenity.
Smacks his ass.
Serenity. How appropriate.
Smacks her ass.
I'm Caleb.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna get along real good. Come on, I'll take you to Ramus. You'll need his okie dokie to work here in the castle.
She leads him to the main entry doors. Guards on either side open the doors, use them to shield themselves from Serenity. In the foyer, they enter. People hurry away to avoid Serenity. She stops, leans in, quieter.
Just so you know, Ramus is a bit different. Not normal like me and you. Takes a bit to get used to.
She leads him to a door. Interior, Ramus's office. Moments later. The door flies open. Serenity shows Caleb in. Ramus winces at the sound of her voice.
Hey, Ramy, I found this stray wandering outside. Can I keep him? Okay, he's yours. See you around, brick butt.
Serenity slaps Caleb's butt, leaves. Ramus, theatrically, overly dramatic, gazes out a window. He spins around with panache.
I am Ramus, chief counsel to King Aldo. And you are?
Caleb, at your service.
Ramus circles Caleb, scans him up and down.
May I see it?
A moment of confusion. Then Caleb reveals the mark.
Come with me.
Ramus glides to the door, exits with style. Caleb follows. The castle foyer. Ramus leads Caleb to large double doors. 2 guards, Chubby and Stubby, stand on each side. Ramus signals to wait. The guards exchange glances, roll their eyes. Ramus does vocal exercises as if he's going on stage.
La 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 la.
He inhales deeply. Brief Zen moment. Ready? He nods. The guards open the doors, revealing an elaborate throne room. Ramus enters a la Gloria Swanson in Sunset Boulevard. Caleb remains at the doorway. Throne room. Aldo, the very intense and animated king of Vandalore, poses with his sword held high as he gazes upward. Artie, an artist, works on an embellished muscular clay statue of Aldo. Ramus approaches and bows. Aldo abandons the pose as he flails his arms with sword as he talks. Those nearby must elude the flying blade.
Ramus, the Holgans are at it again, plundering villages along the border. Damn demented ball whackers.
Artie adds clay to the statue's chest muscles. He turns to grab more clay and the chest slumps to the belly. Artie attempts to fix it before Aldo notices. He pushes on the belly. The face expands and becomes cartoonish. He squeezes the face. The chest pops out with large boobs. He grabs both boobs, pushes. The crotch bulges out.
That Prince Poopian.
Pumpian, sire.
Pompenine that must be preventing the Hulgans' refuge in Melonia. Wretched heathen booger eaters. But I have a plan. Where is my messenger?
Ramus signals him to come. Caleb enters in the elaborate surroundings. He bows to Aldo.
Sire, I bring you the new messenger.
Messenger? Me?
I don't know this one. Is he to be trusted? You know, a written message can fall onto the wrong hands, so there must be no doubt his words will be true.
Behold!
Ramus yanks up Caleb's sleeve, revealing the tattoo. He dramatically portrays amazement.
The mark of a righteous king. Impressive. Well then, let's get on with it.
Artie grabs the crotch and squeezes. The statue's eyes swell. He releases and the crotch bulges out again. He angrily punches the crotch repeatedly. Each time, the eyes pop out. Artie pants, glares at the statue. He kicks the crotch. The statue's ass pops out. Knocks over a servant who is holding a tray of food. Clang. Aldo looks back at Artie. Artie leans on the statue to conceal the mess. Aldo turns back to Caleb.
You are to deliver a message to Prince Pimpledom.
Pumpian, sire.
Pampidem. Right. I propose we join together to destroy the Hulgans once and for all. Pathetic pagan panty-peekers. This alliance shall bonded by the marriage of him and my only daughter.
The princess?
And no one is to speak of this to my daughter. She will be told when the time is right.
Off Caleb's stunned look.
Is there a problem, messenger?
No. All good.
Thumbs up.
Well then, get to it. Dismissed.
Caleb bows, heads to the doors. Artie kneels behind the statue, pushes hard on the ass. His hand punches through, pushes the crotch out again. Aldo looks to the statue, has a frontal view, and is pleased with the enhanced crotch. He looks around the statue and is not pleased to see Artie slumped with his head with his hand stuck up his ass. Interior, Aldo's castle, outside the throne room. Moments later. Chubby and Stubby are facing each other, trying to touch their noses with their tongues. The doors open. Caleb staggers out, closes the doors. He leans on Chubby guard.
This is why I've always avoided getting a job. First day, and it's already interfering with my personal life. Don't worry, boys. I'll think of something.
Caleb dashes off. The guards shrug, continue their face game. Corridor in the castle. Caleb trots down the corridor, stops, puts an ear to a door, tries the lever, locked. He takes out a small tool, picks the lock, steps inside, dark and vacant. He looks for clues.
Dum-dee-doo-dee-doo.
He hears sizzling. Caleb goes to a window. Maribel is on a balcony a few rooms away, wearing protective mitts. She's pouring steaming liquid from a small pot into a larger pot.
Hello!
She doesn't hear him over the sizzling, then sees him.
Oh, hello. What are you doing here?
I brought you this.
Holds up the bag.
Oh, that's nice, but I already have a bag exactly like that.
I know. This is it. You left it outside the other day.
Oh, okay.
Continues pouring.
What are you doing?
Well, butterflies proved to be too elusive, so I'm starting a new hobby. I found this book in the cellar with these lists of ingredients, like recipes to make amazing things. This is my first.
Do you intend to drink that?
Scoffs.
Obviously, you don't know much about this sort of thing. You don't drink it, silly. It's supposed to cause something called an
Explosion?
Yes, that's it. I don't know quite what that is, but it's supposedly quite spectacular, with lights and loud noises. Okay, almost there.
Wait, don't!
The eye of the newt. That wasn't so easy to get, let me tell you.
She drops it in. Sizzle. She looks closely. She blows on it.
Stop!
She doesn't hear him. He climbs out onto the ledge, inches his way to her.
Well, why isn't it... Oh, yes, there's still one more ingredient. What was that?
She dashes inside, hurries back out with the book. Outside the castle, below, Bibi, maimed and dazed, crawls up and rests against the castle wall. Feeble.
Booga da boca.
Back to scene. Caleb struggles to reach the balcony. Maribel opens the book over the steaming pot, flips through the pages.
Oh, let's see. It was something from a bird, I think.
The bottom of the book smolders, catches fire. She lets go, and it drops into the pot and vaporizes.
Oh, pickles! I was so close!
Sigh.
Well, I'll have to clean this up myself. I haven't seen Bibi for a while. I hope she's all right.
Caleb jumps to the balcony, grabs onto the railing, hangs there. His grip is slipping.
Princess! Maribel!
She doesn't hear as she pours the liquid over the side. Outside the castle, below, Bibi is doused by the steaming liquid. A pigeon lands on a ledge above her. At the balcony, Caleb pulls himself onto the balcony. She turns around and is startled by Caleb. She bongs him on the head with the pot.
Ow!
Oh, sorry. I didn't... How did you get in here? I locked the door.
Looks to the door.
You're a sneaky one, all right.
Rubbing his head.
You dumped it out?
Sigh.
Yes, the book is gone, so I'll never know what that last ingredient was.
Outside the castle, below, the pigeon plops on Bibi's head.
Bah!
The top of her head sizzles. Back to scene.
Boo?
Oh, what a pity. I really wanted to see an explosion. I wonder what it's like.
Caleb comes to her. They gaze into each other's eyes. Boom. Bibi's smoldering hair flies up from below and drops. Entranced.
Strange to hear thunder on a sunny day.
Yes.
Entranced.
Yes. Very strange.
The moment is interrupted by pounding on the door.
Everything all right in there? Princess, I heard a loud bang.
I'm fine. No banging in here.
Softly to Caleb.
Although I wish there was banging. I really wanted banging. Wouldn't you like some banging?
Well, you really should be careful.
Uh-oh. There you go with that dreadful be careful talk. I'm so tired of hearing that. Ugh!
Okay. No more careful talk.
Or responsibilities or obligations.
What are those?
The scourge of my existence. You'd better go before he comes back and...
Right. Bangs me up.
She peers out the door. Clear. She opens it for him. He steps out, leans into her as if to kiss. She closes the door. Exterior, outside the castle. Continuous. Caleb pops up on the perimeter wall and surveys the area. Motu is asleep, lying against the camel. Caleb disappears behind the wall. The castle gate opens. Caleb leads the horse out quietly. He sneaks past Motu. Maribel appears in a window. Caleb stops, waves. She waves back. Motu wakes up and sees Maribel and Caleb waving. Nearby, Bibi angrily staggers by with her hair tattered and smoking. Interior, Norval's Tavern. Evening. Lady Grum is at the center of another brawl. Sally holds a doll into a fireplace, takes it out, giggles. There's nothing left of the head but smoldering ash. Juju serves tables, hums a cheerful tune as he skillfully eludes fighting patrons and flying objects while balancing a tray of drinks. Caleb enters entranced. He snatches the mug, plops down at a table. Norval joins him.
So, did you get it?
Get what?
Don't try to bamboozle me, you shifty cockroach. I'm expecting what you promised, or?
Nods to Sally. Sally smiles wickedly and waves the scorched doll. Smirks.
Don't worry. You'll get your wine.
Motu enters, sits at the table. He eyes Caleb with suspicion.
Just what are you up to?
What do you mean?
Who is the lady in the window at the castle?
Ah, maybe she's the source for the wine.
No, she's only the source of my affection.
I don't believe it. I think he's in love.
I was not aware he was capable of such a thing.
She's not like any other women I've known. Seeking comfort and stability, she longs to be free and fly from her cage like a
bat.
What? No, cage, not cave.
A canary?
Yes, like that, only more
slimy.
What?
Dangerous?
Yes. She's majestic mayhem. Hazardous harmony. She fills my soul with
pickled herring.
Okay, you really need to stop talking.
Do you intend to just ride off into the sunset? Does her family know about this?
Well, that's where it gets a little complicated. She's the king's daughter.
The king's daughter? The princess? You must know that she will be required to wed into royalty, not a scallywag like you.
It so happens that the king has proposed that the princess be wed to Prince Pompion.
Pompion is to marry your princess?
Grins.
Well, not if Pompion declines the offer.
Motu and Norville exchange curious looks. Interior, throne room, Aldo's castle, day. The court jester performs tricks, but Aldo isn't impressed. Serenity's voice echoes from outside.
And shit went everywhere, so the big guy comes up to me and says...
Chubby and Stubby open the doors, revealing Serenity and Caleb. All wince at the sound of her reverberant voice.
Hey, fella, you got some balls? So I take off my helmet and I says, only when I do this.
She grabs Chubby's balls. Chubby contorts in agony. She laughs a piercing laugh, punches Caleb in the arm. Caleb feigns laughter. She slaps his butt.
See you around, brick butt.
The doors close, leaving Caleb. Ramus stands along the side, gestures Caleb to come.
Alas, the king is stricken with the disposition of a rabid hyena. The jester endeavors to lift his forlorn temperament through folly and wit, but I fear he is merely stoking the flames of rage.
Right. The king's got a thorn up his ass, and the clown is just pushing it in deeper. Got it.
Caleb stays in the back with several others as Ramus approaches Aldo and whispers in his ear. Aldo nods. Ramus gestures. An executioner bursts in, black hood over his head, holding a blood-stained axe. He scans the room, locks in on Caleb. Yikes. He marches right up to Caleb. Then...
Hey, buddy, you made it!
Pulls off the hood. Relieved.
Hogan, you're the executioner. You don't seem the type.
Oh, but it's great. I get to meet lots of people, even if it's only for a short time. It's like this.
He turns the axe around. It's stringed and sounds like a ukulele. He begins to play a cheery tune. Music begins.
I like to work with people. That's what I do where I'm employed. But people don't seem keen to work with me like I'm something to avoid. That's not that I wish you affliction. I do what I must to succeed. It's the same that you would do if you had a hungry mouth to feed.
Points to his mouth.
There's no need to curse because things could be worse. I could torture you instead. So it's nothing you should dread. Sorry you'll be dead, but I'm just trying to get ahead. I have a vast collection, one of every shape and every size.
Caresses Caleb's head.
You got a real nice one, you could be quite the prize. Let me take some weight off your shoulders. It's such an easy thing to do. And losing weight is not a bad thing. I could lose a few pounds too. And you won't feel a thing, not a twinge or a sting. So remember what I said, that it's nothing you should dread. Sorry you'll be dead, but I'm just trying to get ahead. Yes, I'm just trying to get ahead.
Music ends.
Ah, yes, you are living the dream. Well, thanks for helping me out. How did you know so soon that there was a need for a new messenger?
Well, the king doesn't take well to bad news, so if a messenger were to bring him bad news, he would send them to me, and
off with his
I would-
head.
Caleb is startled. Ogun slips a black hood over his head.
Well, that's my cue. See you again soon, my friend. Have a nice day.
Ogun grabs the jester by the collar, drags him away, axe over his shoulder, whistling a happy tune.
Oh,
Talk about a tough audience. Jeez, you're killing me.
Realizes what he said.
Killing me. Get it?
Ogun drags him through the doors and out.
Oh, come on. How is that not funny?
The doors slam shut. Ramus signals Caleb to come. He bows.
So, messenger, what did Prince Pompian say to my proposal?
He,
Out with it! Did he say yes? Did he say no?
Forcing it out.
Yes.
Do you mean yes? He said no?
No.
He said no, or no, he didn't say yes, he said no?
Yes.
What the hell did he say?
Blurts it out.
Yes, he said yes, he will marry your daughter.
And he will join us to defeat the Hogans?
Sure.
Ha! At last, some good news. Get Torin in here at once.
Ramus.
What did I tell you? Now we can put an end to these vermin Hogans. Heinous anus pimple poppers.
Torin enters and bows.
Prince Pompian has agreed to join our fight. You are to assemble the entire army and leave at once to rendezvous with his men.
But sire, I can't believe...
It's true. This messenger brought the news just now, and he bears the mark of a righteous knight.
Torin glares at Caleb. Caleb flashes a nervous smile.
Messenger, deliver a message to Prince Pompian. We will strike the Hogans the morning after next. They will attack first from the east. Torin will then attack from the west. Sir Torin, I expect you will easily exterminate every last Hogan. Detestable testicle rash rubbers.
They will be defeated. That I promise.
Messenger, once you have delivered the message to Prince Pompian, you must find Sir Torin, then report back to me when he has defeated the Hogans. Dismissed!
Caleb bows and scurries to the doors. As he exits, he passes Ogun, who carries the freshly bloodied axe on his shoulder.
Hey, see you soon, buddy.
Caleb nods, eyes the axe as Ogun passes. Castle foyer. Chubby and Stubby use torches to make shadow figures. Caleb exits the throne room. Chubby and Stubby close the doors. Caleb puts his hand on Chubby's shoulder.
Seems we've had another unexpected turn of events, but don't panic. I've got everything under control. You've got nothing to worry about.
Caleb stroll off. Chubby and Stubby roll their eyes. Corridor. Caleb strolls down the corridor.
There's my lover boy. Come on out.
Caleb peers into a room. Maribel's room. Maribel kneels, her head under a bed. Caleb ambles up behind her.
My lady?
She horse kicks him in the balls. He coils over in agony. She turns around, gasps.
Sorry, you startled me again. Are you all right?
Wheezy.
I'll be fine. My descendants are in doubt.
Sits to recover.
So, who is this lover boy?
Ah, you're jealous.
No, I mean, should I be?
Oh, absolutely. He's very cute, and he has a wicked tongue, though he did pee on the rug.
Either your taste in men has further deteriorated, or he's...
The cutest dog I've ever seen, and he's so loving. I named him Loverboy. I found him wandering around just outside the gate. He's under the bed, a little shy, I think.
Let's see if we can coax him out.
Caleb crouches and peers under the bed. He sees the back end of a tail and the gray animal.
Hey there, little guy.
Loverboy looks back at Caleb. He's not a dog. He's a badger. Loverboy hisses. Caleb bolts out from under the bed, crawling backward with Loverboy nipping at him. Caleb bangs into a dresser. Things fall to the floor. Caleb's legs are spread, feet raised as Loverboy nips, barely missing Caleb's crotch. Caleb throws a brush, a candle. Maribel picks up things off the floor.
I'm glad to see you two getting on so well, but if you're going to play rough, you really should take it outside.
Caleb punches Loverboy in the nose, not seen by Maribel. As she cleans up, Loverboy falls back, shakes it off, darts away. Relieved, Caleb relaxes, catches his breath. Maribel dumps things onto the bureau, looks around.
Where's Loverboy?
Did you notice something unusual about Loverboy?
Well, he is rather different than other dogs, but that's what makes him... What do you mean exactly?
You didn't notice he looked very much like, say, a badger?
What? No! Badgers have like black and white stripes on their faces, but he was the sweetest, most gentle.
Motion crashing off screen.
Get off me! How'd that damn thing get in here?
Maribel tries to speak, but the words are stuck. Reality sets in. Laughter turns to sobbing, which turns to rage. She grabs a pillow, bites it like a mad dog, rips off a chunk, looks at Caleb's, spits out the chunk.
Ugh, I've got to get out of here! I'm stuck here, bored out of my mind!
So, let's get out of here.
Now?
Emboldened.
You're right. I've done what I'm supposed to do long enough. I'm through with this sheltered life. It's time I spread my legs.
I think you mean spread your wings.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. You know so much more about the world. We'll need to sneak out. How should we do it?
Well, I would suggest going out the door.
Right. That's the last thing anyone will expect.
In the corridor, she cracks the door open, peers out. She slips out, poorly attempting stealth. Caleb follows, nonchalant. She crouches, creeps down the corridor, glancing side to side. He casually strolls behind her. Castle foyer. Maribel peers around a corner. She looks to the entrance doors, then to Chubby and Stubby, who stand bored at the throne room doors. She grabs an unlit torch from a wall.
I'm going to create a distraction. Then we go for it.
Caleb gives a thumbs up. She throws the torch, which clanks to the floor just a few feet away. She bolts for the exit. She pushes hard on the doors, but they don't open. The guards watch curiously. Caleb strolls up, pulls the doors open. She scampers out, but is blinded by the bright sunlight. Trips and falls. She springs up, squints, whispering,
Get your horse. I'll meet you at the gate.
She blindly marches off, bonks into a post, flips over a hitching rail where several horses are tied up. She crawls into a nearby stable. She exits the stable wearing a wig made of hay. She mounts a horse and rides to the gate where Caleb is waiting.
Do you think anyone recognizes me?
I don't know. Who are you?
She smiles. The gate opens. They ride out. Caleb waves back to the guards on the perimeter wall. Outside Maribel's window. Bibi climbs up the window. She struggles to pull herself in. She drops to the floor on her hands and knees, looks up right into the face of Loverboy.
Blafou, Magufluck.
Loverboy hisses. Bibi's voice echoes through the air.
Yeah!
Exterior near Aldo's castle. Day. Caleb and Maribel are out of view from the castle. Sheds the hay wig, scratches her head.
Ah, much better.
So where shall we?
She gallops off.
Hey!
He takes off in pursuit. Exterior country road. Day. Caleb rides up the road, searching for Maribel. He looks back, then forward again. He is startled by Motu, who is on the camel in front of him.
Yeah! Must you follow me everywhere?
It was foolish of you to come here. You know we are in Melonia. This is Pompeian's domain.
Yes, thank you. As always, your presence fills the air with the stench of misery and despair.
Speaking of which, there is something you should see.
Exterior field. Moments later, Motu and Caleb look across a large field. Armor and weapons are strewn across the ground. They scrounge around.
This is the armor of King Aldo's soldiers. There are no bodies or wounded. It appears they are taken by surprise. Probably all were captured.
Caleb studies a series of tracks leading out of the field.
The Hulgan encampment must be close.
Caleb picks up a battle axe to inspect it. He swings it around, mimicking fighting. Caleb turns away from as Motu stoops to pick up a shield. Torin leaps up from beneath the shield, sword in hand, and charges after Motu. Motu falls back. Just as Torin is about to strike, Caleb inadvertently whacks Torin in the head with the battle axe. Clank. Torin drops.
Will you stop doing that?
What?
You saved my life again.
Unseen, Torin rises again behind them. Dazed, he raises his sword to Motu.
It was an accident. I was just swinging it around like this and...
Caleb demonstrates his swing, just as Torin attempts to strike Motu. Caleb accidentally whacks Torin in the head again. Clank. Torin falls.
No! Give me that!
He snatches the battle axe from Caleb's hands. Distant.
Yoo-hoo! Prince Pompeian! Where are you?
Maribel!
Hurries to the horse.
Is that the princess? You have brought her here. King Aldo will not be pleased if he learns what you are doing with his daughter.
There's that stench again.
Caleb rides off. Motu shakes his head, strolls back in the field. An apple drops behind him from an apple tree. Scruffy Guy peers out from the tree branches. Exterior, country road, moments later. Prince Pompeian rides down the road with Eldon and an entourage of soldiers.
I liked the other horse better. Hasn't that scoundrel thief been found yet?
Distant.
Yoo-hoo! Prince Pompeian! I'm waiting for you!
Pompeian stops, sees Maribel standing on a rocky knoll up ahead.
Who is that?
That is the princess, King Aldo's daughter.
Scruffy Guy stands at the side of the road, holding a basket of fruit and vegetables.
Would you like an apple? Got some good ones.
Are you certain?
Oh, yes, nice and crunchy.
I meant the lady. Are you certain she's King Aldo's daughter?
That's what I heard. No reason to think otherwise. Turn it.
She's come here, looking for me. But of course, I am renowned for my allure and virility. Women are constantly vying for my attention. But I must say I find this one to be particularly intriguing.
Perhaps a kumquat, quite rare in these parts.
The country road near the knoll. Caleb rides onto the road by the knoll. Maribel is above him. He sees Pompion talking to Scruffy Guy. He gasps, darts in behind the knoll, just as Pompion looks up. Pompion and his entourage ride towards Maribel. Exterior countryside, continuous. Caleb and Maribel trot through the countryside.
I thought I lost you for good back there. Please try harder to keep up.
I assure you, milady, I'll have no problem.
He turns to her. She's galloping into the woods. He sighs, takes off after her. Exterior at the knoll, continuous. A soldier on the knoll signals to Pompion, no.
Oh, she's gone? No matter, I got the message. I believe it's time we pay a visit to King Aldo.
He smiles broadly. Exterior near Aldo's castle, evening. Caleb and Maribel ride toward the castle. They stop.
Well, I suppose today was not a total bore, though a bit lacking on peril and intrigue.
Perhaps next time we can fight off a horde of barbaric savages.
I'll bet that's what you tell all the ladies.
Looks to the castle.
I should probably go on alone from here. We don't want to start any scandalous rumors. Good day, sir.
Wait.
Maribel rides to the castle. Entranced, Caleb watches her go.
And so, the intrepid messenger hath returned.
Caleb looks back. Ramus is behind him.
Come, the king is eagerly awaiting what news you bring.
Exterior, a field near Aldo's castle. Dean, a servant, nervously inhales in the woods at the edge of the field. He's dressed up with antlers and a deer suit stuffed with hay. A guard stands behind him, prodding him with a spear. In the field, Aldo stands at the ready with a bow, accompanied by an entourage of guards and servants. Dean dashes out, running serpentine, moving up and down. Aldo squints to see his intended target, fires and misses by a mile. The entourage applaud.
Ah! Almost got him that time.
Ramus approaches with Caleb.
Did you see that, Ramus? The deer have become more elusive than ever.
Notices Caleb.
Messenger! Ha! Good! So, tell me, what news did you bring of Tauren's progress?
Oh, it was an easy victory, sire. They were completely surprised.
Ha! I knew it! Skanky savage scrotum scratches. We must celebrate. And what better way than to have a royal wedding?
Well, maybe we could just get drunk and lusty maidens could pop out of a large cake and...
Tell Prince Pompion we look forward to his arrival for the wedding. 2 days from today.
2 days? That soon?
Off Aldo's stern look.
Right, I'll, just be going.
Caleb bows and leaves. Dean makes another dash across the field. Aldo aims, fires. The servants and guards must dodge the errant arrow. In the woods, Dean sighs with relief. There's a snort off screen. Dean turns to see a large buck challenging him. Several doe forage nearby. The buck charges. Dean dashes across the field. The buck catches up to him, flicks Dean into the air.
Yeah!
Dean's antlers get stuck in branches high up in a tree. Interior, Norval's Tavern, night. Juju serves drinks with impressive choreography. 5 jerks enter, sit at a table. Their leader, Kirk, looks at his mug. They drop coins on Juju's tray. He distributes drinks.
Hey, freak, my mug is dirty.
The other jerks chuckle. Juju freezes. A hush comes over the tavern. All turn to watch. Juju turns to the jerk.
Did you say freak?
Music begins. Juju glides over to the puzzled jerks. Juju snatches the mug, inspects it, spits on it, admires his reflection, and fixes his hair. He sings.
I'd like to look pretty. I wish that I could. But to be pretty weird, well, it's almost as good.
Juju slams the mug on the table, crushing one of the jerk's fingers. Juju prances away. The jerks pursue him, spread out. Juju sings as he skillfully eludes them.
I'd like to turn heads, though they turn them away. It's not how I planned it, but still it's okay.
A jerk lunges at him, but misses. Tavernites lift their mugs as Juju slides across a long table.
It's no use to slander, no need to revile. What harm can there be if I have my own style?
Juju turns, faces a smiling Kirk. Kirk swings, misses as Juju ducks. Juju smashes his balls with the mugs, then the temples. Kirk drops.
They think I'm insane, but the way that I'm dressed, but what there's to gain to look like all of the rest.
Grabs a mop, twirls, drops 3 jerks with the mop.
So hi diddle diddle hey diddle diddle ho diddle diddle dee. You may think I'm deranged and I don't disagree. Oh hi diddle diddle hey diddle diddle ho diddle diddle do. I'd rather be strange than be common like you.
To asshole customers. Juju tosses the mop, glides to the bar, grabs 2 mugs, one with each hand.
Why should others care how I look, what I wear? Perhaps they all wish they had my sense of flair.
He twirls around with his arms spread wide. He knocks 2 of the jerks in the head with the mugs. He hops on the stage.
So many offer their fashion critique. They think I'm bizarre and they call me a freak. The more that they scoff and the more that they talk, the more that I like to give them a shock.
He opens his dress, revealing wild sequined undergarments. The jerks are shocked. The tavernites cheer. He jumps down.
So don't be concerned, because although I'm outrageous, it hasn't been confirmed that I'm not contagious.
He pulls out a cloth and wipes tables.
So hi diddle diddle hey diddle diddle ho diddle diddle dee. You may think I'm deranged and I don't disagree. Oh hi diddle diddle hey diddle diddle ho diddle diddle do.
Kirk blocks his path. Juju wraps the cloth behind Kirk's neck.
I'd rather be strange than be common like you.
Juju yanks on the cloth side to side, slams Kirk's head into the tables each side, spins him around, kicks him out a window. The other jerks hobble out the door. Juju prances away, swinging the cloth as he goes. Music ends. Caleb enters. Juju gestures to him to follow. Interior, back of Norval's tavern. Continuous. Juju escorts Caleb in. Motu sits next to Torin, who lies unconscious tied up on a table. Norval fixes a broken chair.
What's he doing here?
I could not just leave him there.
Oh! Torin the Terrible!
Leans in close.
He doesn't look so fierce to me.
Motu holds an herb under his nose. Torin pops up, breaking the ropes.
I'll kill ya! I'll kill you all!
Everyone jumps back. Torin makes a threatening move towards Norval with a growl. When Motu, he turns to Juju and pauses with befuddlement. He sees Caleb.
Where am I? My men, they were... What has happened?
One day, when all this is a distant memory, I'll tell you a funny story, and we'll have a good laugh over drinks. But not today. Today you must return to defend the castle.
Defend the castle? What? With who? I need...
A man flies through the doors. Further back, Lady Grum is ready for another round. The man charges her.
Fighters?
Looks to the tavernites.
You're mad. It takes more than mindless brawling to make a soldier. It takes discipline, training, teamwork.
And you are Tauren, greatest military mind in all the land. Only you could turn this...
Gestures to the tavernites.
...into a fearsome fighting force.
Or I can turn you into a stain on the floor.
Tauren grabs the chair from Norval, breaks off a leg, holds the broken end to Caleb's throat.
All right, then you can tell the king how you broke your promise and were defeated. Believe me, I know what I'm doing. Just give me some time. I'll get your men back and spare the castle.
Ponders.
If you fail us...
He shatters the chair leg with a squeeze, then storms out.
All right, you ingrates. From here on, you belong to me.
Norval tries to piece together the chair leg.
Well, look at that. You have made a new friend. But, of course, he will soon learn that your word is like eating goo-goo weed. He will not like the outcome, and you will need to be cleaned off the floor.
Juju stands ready with a mop.
But why should I worry about him? I have you to protect me. Then you can repay your debt of honor, and you can go on your merry way.
That would still not be enough because of what you did today.
Now, what did he do?
He saved my life again. Twice.
Caleb.
Have you no consideration for anyone but yourself?
It was an accident. He keeps getting in the way. He doesn't know what he's doing.
What I know is your lies are going to get a lot of people hurt, including your princess.
Speaking of the princess, what's going on with the wedding?
Well, it turns out Prince Pompion is going to marry her after all. Only now it's going to be a better version of the original.
Caleb smiles with confidence. Interior, Aldo's castle, throne room, moments later. Aldo sits on his throne with Ramus at his side. Caleb enters wearing a fake black beard. He leans to a servant.
Tell the king Prince Pompion of Melonia requests an audience.
The servant nods. Interior, throne room, day. Caleb enters, walks behind others who stand in the back. He reemerges next to Ogun, wearing a fake black beard. Caleb scratches the fake beard briskly, then fixes it when part of it comes loose.
Hi, Caleb. Why are you wearing wool on your face?
Shh, I'm not Caleb. I am Prince Pompion of Melonia.
Sure you are.
Aldo sits on his throne with Ramus at his side.
Dog trainer, you may approach the king.
The dog trader approaches Aldo with a dog by his side.
So, dog trainer, let's see what progress you have made with my dog.
Nervous.
Right.
To the dog.
All right, Poopy.
Poopsie.
Sire?
His name is Poopsie.
Yes, of course.
To the dog.
Poopsie, shake.
The dog does nothing. The dog trainer giggles nervously.
Sit, Poopsie.
Still nothing. Aldo is unimpressed. The dog trainer attempts to suppress his anger.
Come on now, Poopsie. You remember all the things I taught you, don't you? Now, play dead.
All he gets is a blank stare.
Play dead. Play dead. Play dead.
Still nothing.
Play dead, you miserable beast, or I'll make sure you are playing.
The dog trainer looks up and sees Aldo scowl.
You heard that.
Aldo gestures to Ogun, then turns to speak to Ramus. Ogun approaches the dog trainer.
But just this morning I told him to lie down, and he would lie down.
The dog lies down, but Aldo is listening to Ramus and doesn't notice the dog. The dog trainer points excitedly.
He did it! See? Poopsie! Roll over.
The dog rolls over. Aldo doesn't see. Ogun takes the dog trainer by the arm.
Poopsie, do the Roomba!
The dog does the Roomba. Ogun drags the dog trainer away.
Ah, shit.
The dog squats and shits. Ramus nods to Aldo, then turns to the court.
Prince Pompian of Melonia may approach the king.
Calum tries to push his way through, but just as he is about to emerge from the crowd, the real Pompian steps out and bows before the king.
Pompian, Prince of Melonia, at your service, sire. An honor to meet you at last, your majesty.
Calum is stunned. Part of his fake beard comes loose. He looks to his side. Eldon is standing there. Calum cautiously sneaks around to the other side of Ogun. Pompian bows before Aldo. Calum gasps, almost choking as he sucks in part of the fake beard.
Your Majesty, it is a great honor to meet you. I know you are a busy man, so I'll get right to the point. I have come
to marry my daughter. Yes, of course.
Calum is stunned. Pompian is pleasantly surprised.
Right. And the wedding shall be
here in the chapel in 2 days.
Why, yes, that will do nicely. Well, it seems you have already worked out the details. I look forward to seeing you then.
Calum peers out from behind Ogun. His fake beard falls off, just as Ramus sees him. Ramus gestures for Calum to come. Pompian doesn't notice as he exits with Eldon. Calum approaches Aldo, bows.
Spread the news throughout the kingdom. The Holgans have been defeated, and there is to be a royal wedding.
Sighs.
Yes, sire.
Calum bows and exits. Outside the throne room, Calum steps outside, ponders. Chubby and Stubby exchange glances.
I know what you're thinking. We have encountered a serious problem yet again. But remember, a problem is just an opportunity in disguise. And if we don't panic and think it through,
Ponders, smiles.
You can usually make it work in your favor. See you soon, fellas.
Calum gives each an unwelcome pat, then dashes off. Exterior, Holgan encampment, evening. It's bustling, exotic music, drinking, fighting. Vendors peddle their goods. A customer tries on a battered, used helmet. To show its quality, the vendor whacks the customer in the head with a rod. Ow! The customer snatches the rod, beats the vendor. A caricature artist sketches a customer. A customer inspects a battle axe. Nice balance. He gives it a toss. Scream off screen. The customer nods with approval. The caricature artist finishes, proudly displays his sketch. It depicts his customer with the battle axe in his head. Calum, Norval, Juju, and Motu wander in, poorly disguised as Holgans.
I can't believe I let you talk me into this.
All right. First, we need to locate this room, whatever it is.
Krakus rides in with a band of hooligans.
Ow! Wagga wagga! Aye!
Ow! Wagga wagga! Aye!
Holgans notice. Norval shakily take a swig from a flask.
Just stay calm and don't lose your head.
Sarcastic.
Don't lose our heads? Oh, that's really helpful. I'm so much calmer now.
From what I have heard, that is not the first thing they will cut off.
You don't mean?
Motu gives a downward look of affirmation.
Oh no, they don't. They can cut off my tongue or gouge out an eye, but no one's chopping my dingle doodle.
Relax. Nobody's going to.
Yes, they just pull it out and...
Gestures shopping.
Will you stop?
I don't want to lose mine either.
Wait,
You don't?
you don't?
Oh, please don't take Mr. Wiggles!
Well, I have more to lose than any of you. I mean, a lot more.
Quiet. Everything will be fine as long as we blend in. Stay here. I'm going to look for Torin's men.
Nearby, Caleb prowls around, peers around a corner, discovers Torin's men, chained, haggard, emaciated, and heavily guarded. On Motu, Norval, and Juju. Norval notices Hulgans looking at them suspiciously. He takes a lute from a passed-out Hulgan, plays and sings. Music begins.
When I was a babe, I discovered a toy, same that is given to each man and boy. I wasn't sure what its purpose would be, but over time it really grew on me.
Over time, it really grew on me.
With each passing day, I'm so glad that it's there. I make sure it's okay whenever I'm there. So now you see what I really would hate if you decided to amputate.
If you decided to amputate. Well, it swings and it twirls and it dazzles the girls.
It will mesmerize when you realize my size. I would prefer that you defer from your plan to take the main feature that makes me a man. But should you endeavor to sever my thing, I would then forever be destined to sing such a sad, sad song for my long gone dong. So please put your sword away, 'cause I'm afraid I don't like to have it too close to a blade. Now that you know, you should not be surprised that I have never been circumcised.
No, he has never been circumcised.
So I'll say it again so that you will remember. I beg of you, sir, don't dismember my member.
I would prefer that you defer from your plan to take the main feature that makes me a man. But should you endeavor to sever my thing, I would then forever be destined to sing such a sad, sad song for my long gone dong.
Say it again.
Such a sad, sad song for my long gone dong.
I just can't go on without my
long,
really long
gone.
Goodbye, Mr. Wiggles!
Ding, 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 dong.
Music ends. The Hulgans cheer wildly. Motu and Norval respond with nervous nods. Juju bows proudly. Caleb returns and is not pleased. He pulls Juju aside.
What are you doing?
You said to blend in.
The idea was not to draw attention to ourselves.
I can help it. The performer inside just had to come out.
Well, put him back in. We need to be inconspicuous.
Juju makes a face as Caleb gestures to Motu and Norval.
Torin's men are a room.
But how will we find it? They're sure to have it hidden in some secure location.
Why don't we just ask someone?
Coughs.
It's their most valuable possession. They're not going to just...
Juju stops Hulgan Joe as he passes by.
Excuse me? Would you tell us where we could find the Oren?
Joe points.
Over there.
Thanks.
Juju gloats at Caleb. Exterior, Hulgan camp, near large tent. Moments later. A long line of anxious Hulgans queue at the entrance of a large tent. A large Hulgan bouncer stands guard. Caleb, Motu, Norval, and Juju stroll in. A sign reads, "Performing tonight, the Arum. One show only." Includes a sketch of a woman dancing.
The Arum is a dancer.
Hulgan Dave, who is behind them, overhears.
Not just a dancer, more like a sorceress. Before you know it, she'll put you in a spell of ecstasy. No man can resist her powers. No man.
Looks them over.
Hey, you're not from around here, are you?
Well, no.
None of us are. We're nomadic.
Laughs, turns away.
So, the Aram is a dancer.
Ponders.
I know what to do. Just follow my lead.
Why? That has not worked out very well in the past. Aye, he's got a point on that. Like the time...
Okay, stop helping him.
Motu.
What about your honor and repaying the debt and all that?
For that, I must save your pathetic life, not participate in another one of your misguided schemes.
But don't you see, this could very offer several opportunities for you to repay your debt.
What about my wine?
Don't worry, you'll get your wine. I've got everything under control.
Really? Is it not a problem that you are here and Pompian is in the castle with your princess?
Oh, I think Pompian will be too distracted to be a problem.
Smirks. Interior, Aldo's castle. Corridor, evening. Pompian dashes down a corridor, panic in his eyes. He knocks into a passing servant as he flees. The servant looks down the corridor. Gasp. The servant bolts. Serenity strolls down from a staircase, looks around.
Now, where did he run off to? Hey, pot roast, where'd you go?
She slinks down the corridor.
You don't have to hide it anymore. I know your secret.
She flings a door open. Nope, moves on.
I was told by a reliable source that you're looking to get your lance in my pants, your log in my fireplace, smoking hot. Woo-hoo!
She flings another door open. Nope, moves on.
It's not like I didn't know. I could tell by the way you got all bug-eyed whenever you see me.
She hears movement in a room. She leans against the door, listens, smirks. She flings the door open. It's Loverboy, the badger, ripping apart pillows on a bed. Feathers are everywhere. Both freeze, exchange stares. She slowly closes the door, ponders. Interior, Aldo's castle. Corridor near Maribel's room, continuous. Maribel comes down the corridor, enters a room. Pompian peers out, goes to her door, straightens himself up, raises a fist to knock. There's a footstep coming from a staircase.
Where's my meaty pot roast?
Pompian dashes into another room. Serenity marches in from the stairs, looks around, heads down the corridor in the opposite direction. Pompian peers out, hurries to Maribel's door, raises a fist to knock. Looks down the corridor. Panic. He bolts. Serenity follows in hot pursuit.
Woo-hoo!
Indiscernible distant shouting, clamor. Maribel curiously peers out. Silence. She shuts the door. Exterior. Holgan encampment. Night. The Holgan bouncer allows entry. The line streams in. Energy and excitement builds as pours in. Inside the tent. They sit on the floor against a thrust stage. A band is set up off to one side of the tent, its members blindfolded. Calum, Motu, Norval, and Juju enter, mesmerized. The restless crowd anxiously settles in. An announcer's voice rings through the musty air.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, skanks and scoundrels, the one, the only, the Aurum!
Seductive stripper music begins with the beat of a drum. The men whoop and holler. The dancer glides into the stage from behind a curtain, completely covered except for the eyes. Surveys the crowd.
Okay. Get ready.
The Aurum sings, singing seductively.
Hey there, mister, do you like me a lot? Do you think I'm sexy? Do you think that I'm hot? And even though I tantalize and make you dream and fantasize, the only thing you'll get from me is diddly squat. You think that I look easy, but I tell you I'm not. You'll never get a taste of anything that I got. So go ahead and feast your eyes, but I don't think you realize the only thing you'll get from me is diddly squat.
As the intensity of the music increases, pieces of her covering are shed, revealing her perfect form. The men become entranced, swaying with her movements.
I can make your heartbeat rush, and I can turn your brain to mush. So have your fun and take a peek. I'll make your mind and body weak.
She swings her hips toward a section of the crowd. This knocks them into complete stupor. Shakes her breasts at another section. Bong, they're gone. Calum is watching the dancer. He's focused on the Hulgans. They are entranced. Bulges grow in their crotches. Calum shakes his head and smirks. He fails to notice Motu and Norval are in the same state. Calum looks up to the Aurum. He gets woozy. His vision blurs. A bulge grows in his crotch. In desperation, he turns to Juju, who enjoys the music unaffected. Calum pulls Juju in, plants a kiss. Juju gasps, slaps Calum. The bulge in Calum's crotch shrinks. He partially recovers, crouches down and averts his eyes.
So you want me to please you, but all I ever do is tease you, and I'll leave you in a trance and see you don't have a chance. You men are so naive to think that you are so strong. Just one look from me and I can prove that you're wrong. I shake my top and swing my hips, and you collapse like sinking ships. You'll all be on the floor before the end of this song.
Music ends. She surveys the anesthetized audience with satisfaction. Turns to leave the stage. There's a single enthusiastic applause. She turns with astonishment. It's Juju.
Bravo! Bravo!
Solving accent.
So, is it can speak?
I guess I'm a little different.
So it seems. So, why are you here?
Well, I'm here because...
He's with me. You see, we could really use your help in Vandalore.
I don't care about Vandalore.
Turns to walk away. Calum looks down to the bewitched Norval, sees his flask.
How about we talk about it over a drink? A very special drink.
Perks up.
Oh, perhaps just a taste.
Tosses the flask to her. She curiously inspects it, takes a swig. Whoa. Wheezy.
Oh, not so bad. Got to keep to it.
Clears her throat.
But still, I don't care about Vandalore.
What do you care about?
Love and passion. That is what makes the sun rise in the morning.
Well, that's why we need you to come. You see, there's a man who's in love with a woman, but she is betrothed to a detestable prince, and soon will be married.
So, her father is making her marry this...
A heartless pig.
Ah!
Yes.
I hate it when that happens. My father tried to do that to me. Ha! I make my own decisions. Nobody tells me what to do.
To a transfixed Holgan.
You men think you are so strong.
She casually pushes the Holgan over with her foot. Ponders.
All right, I'll do it.
She gulps down the rest of the drink and tosses the flask.
Fantastic.
She freezes.
Orem.
She stiffly falls back and plops to the floor.
Oh dear.
Caleb and Juju exchange looks. Exterior, Holgan camp near Big Tent. Later. Krakus staggers about, recovering from the night before. Holgan, Shlomo, and Holgan Dave hurries up to him.
The Chashkai's film. What a schmozel.
What do you say?
The Aurum! She's gone! The musicians are gone as well!
Krakus is stunned. He steps on something. It's Norval's flask. He picks it up and studies it closely.
What is this?
He hands it to Holgan Dave. Holgan Dave sniffs it, reacts with disgust, hands it back.
I know this drink. It's from that tavern in Vandalore. I can't believe they drink this swell. They're such savages.
Vandalore? So, they're gonna play dirty, eh? Well, I play dirtier. Gather the men. We will attack their castle, and they will see how bad bad guys can be.
He smashes the flask into his forehead. Anger turns to pain.
Ow!
Interior. Room with a balcony. Aldo's castle. Evening. Motu and Norval lie unconscious, snuggled together on a large table. Caleb begins to wake up. A fuzzy image turns into Norval, right in his face. He sits up, dazed. Norval also sits up, dazed. They look around. Caleb sits back in a chair.
What happened? Where are we?
Are we in the castle? What about the Aurum?
She's here.
You kidnapped her?
Absolutely not. That would be unethical. She agreed to come.
Where is she?
In a secure location. Oh, and her musicians are here as well. They were all captives of the Holgans and were more than happy to come along.
Shouting, commotion resounds from outside.
Au! Waga! Aye!
Steady. Hold your positions.
Caleb, Norval, and Motu rush out to the balcony off the room. The Holgans have amassed outside the castle. With intense rage.
You have taken our greatest treasure. Therefore, you must pay the ultimate price.
Calm, thoughtful.
You need to learn to make better decisions.
The Holgans all nod with agreement. Torin looks out from the perimeter wall. Behind the Holgans, Torin's men are tied up and emaciated. Caleb steps out onto the balcony.
If you want to see the Aurum again, you will lay down your weapons.
Torin looks to Tavernites near him on the perimeter wall.
What the hell is an Aurum?
They shrug their shoulders.
Tell you what, I make you a deal. You'll give us the Aurum now and we won't kill you. We'll just sell you as slaves like we're gonna do with all of your soldiers here. We might even keep some of you for ourselves, especially if you're nice looking with symmetrical facial features.
They want the Aurum, we'll give them the Aurum.
You do that, and we're finished.
Hey, She's our only ace to play.
And I intend to play it. Norval, you've got to stall the wedding.
Me? How?
Remember the cardinal scam?
You can't be serious. I haven't had time to prepare.
Just do it now.
Norval trudges out the door. To Motu.
I'm going to go get the Aurum. Keep them occupied while I'm gone.
Do what?
Caleb exits. Motu warily steps out onto the balcony.
Please excuse the delay. Your time is important to us. A representative will be getting back to you shortly.
Blank stares from everyone. Motu takes out a bag of herbs.
Meanwhile, you might be interested to learn some simple tricks to ensure regular bowel movement.
Bewildered looks from everyone. Corridor. Foyer. Caleb races down the corridor near the foyer. He passes by a room where the musicians wait, look bored. Chubby and Stubby are by the doors adorned with flowers. The throne room doors open. Aldo leads guests out.
All right, everyone, let's begin the festivities outside.
Sire, it's beginning to rain. It might be best to keep things inside.
Bah! A little rain won't hurt. There's more we can do.
I brought music.
Perks up.
Music.
Caleb signals the musicians. The musicians file past Caleb, Aldo, and guests into the throne room. Caleb follows them in, then Aldo and the guests. Caleb approaches the lead musician and whispers to him. The lead musician nods, signals the other musicians. The musicians play funky dance music. Aldo is digging it. He moves to the rhythm. Ramus and others in the court follow his lead. Caleb turns. He's right behind Pompion and Eldon. He ducks just as they turn to take treats from a servant. Caleb sneaks out the doors. Interior, castle corridor, the room with Aram, continuous. Caleb scurries down the corridor.
It's all right. I've got you.
Caleb opens a door and peers in.
Juju?
Juju is near a bed that has what appears to be a pile of clothes. Caleb enters, closes the door.
Juju, where's the Aurum? Is she ready?
Oh, well, I think we're going to need just a little more.
Aram rises from the pile of clothes on the bed. She's dirty, drooling, makeup smeared, her hair frizzed out, inebriated.
Time.
Oh, goody, you brought a friend. Now we can really have some fun.
There was a little hiccup with the preparation.
There's not much time. She must be ready.
Don't worry. I work in a tavern. I know just what to do in the situations. I just need to get a few things. You stay here and watch her until I get back.
He exits. To Aram.
Okay, we need you to work your magic. Can you do it?
Rises with confidence.
Do not underestimate the power of the Aurum. Even at my worst moment, I can turn any man into a bowl of mush. Anytime, any day. Observe.
She regains her composure, pulls her hair back with sensual eyes and lips. She gazes into Caleb's eyes. Snot drips from her nose. She wipes it with a finger and seductively flicks it onto a wall, licks her lips, belches. Off Caleb's look.
No.
Caleb isn't impressed. Interior throne room, continuous. The pre-wedding festivities ramp up. The band plays the funky music. The room is filled with people dancing, drinking. 3 female backup singers boogie into view. They sing.
Come on, everybody, raise your hands up high. Get your body moving, baby, don't be shy. Take your inhibitions, leave them far behind. Get yourself into a boogie state of mind.
Have a lot of good time, have a lot of good time, have a lot of good time.
The crowd parts, revealing Aldo back to the camera, moving to the beat. He spins around and, rapping.
I am the king and you must obey me. It's my favorite part of living in a monarchy. Before the royal wedding has begun, we're all going to have some royal fun. I command that you fulfill your duty. Let your body find the rhythm and shake your booty. You'll have a good time in this day of the wedding, or I'll send you away to your beheading. 'Cause I am the king and being royal is my thing. Bada boom, bada bing, it's time for partying.
All yell and dance. Exterior, Aldo's castle. Continuous. Torin and the Tavernites watch as the Holgans continue to taunt, mock, moon them.
We know nothing of this Aurum. Release my men and leave, or we will annihilate you.
Well, as impressed as I am that you used a 4-syllable word, I'm going to have to say,
turns to his
kill
men.
them all!
Oh, wagga wagga! Aye!
Panicking. The Holgan drum corps pounds an ominous rhythm on drums. All Holgans chant to the drum beat.
Kill all the shucks. Ha! Rip out their guts. Oh, there is no doubt that they're sitting ducks. Hey!
This day we've come for justice. We'll make you pay the price. When you took our favorite thing, you weren't behaving very nice. We're going to get creative with your anatomy. Where you shall sit on will soon be where your face should be.
Kill all the shucks. Ha! Kill all the shucks. I'll rip out their guts. Oh, there is no doubt that they're sitting ducks. Hey!
Please, sir, show us mercy. We meant not to offend. There is no need for violence. There must be a way we can amend. I'm not yet through with living. To die would be unfair. If you really want to kill someone...
They all point to the person next to them.
Perhaps it could be that one there.
Oh, wagga!
Oh, wagga! Aye!
All right, soldiers, show these bastards you know how to fight.
Lady Grum beats up another new recruit.
No, them. The enemy is out there.
Disappointed, Lady Grum drops her victim. Interior corridor near the chapel. The chapel. Continuous. Norval scuttles down the corridor past several nuns, who look back at him with suspicion. Norval continues past the chapel doors. The nuns continue down the corridor. Norval turns back to the chapel doors. The last nun looks back. In the chapel, soft Gregorian chanting echoes. A priest kneels at the altar. Norval slinks into the chapel, grabs a candle holder, creeps up behind the priest, raises the candle holder to strike. The priest prays softly in Latin. Norval can't go through with it. He lowers the candle holder. The priest stops praying. Norval again raises the candle holder. The priest prays again. Norval looks to the heavens. Genuflex whacks the priest. Bong. The priest drops. Norval drags the priest to the altar. He looks off screen, drops the priest, runs with fear. An angry mob of nuns wielding crosses, candle stands, and nunchucks like prayer beads as weapons give chase. They chase Norval around the chapel. Norval dashes in a door near the altar. The nuns follow. Interior, the room with Aram, continuous. Caleb looks out the window. Aram embraces him from behind.
Looking for someone? Maybe you want the autumn. Everybody wants the autumn.
Well, as tempting as that is, there is someone else I need to speak to.
Ah, I sense you have been keeping secrets from a lady. Naughty boy. Don't you know you keep wrapping lies around you until you can see what is happening around you? But when you expose yourself to the truth, you win the trust of the people. Or maybe they kill you. Either way, it's better than living a lie and hurting those you love, don't you think?
You sound like Motu.
Does he have a sultry, sexy voice too?
Maribel looks out a window a few rooms away. She doesn't see them, but Caleb sees her. He pushes Aram back onto the bed and ties her to the headboard with the sheet.
Oh, so that's how you want to play. Okay, but first I go pee.
Caleb darts back to the window. Point of view from outside the windows. Caleb leans out the window. He sees Maribel a few rooms away.
Whoops, never mind. I don't have to pee anymore.
He begins to speak to Maribel, but hears Taran below. Taran surveys the Holgan horde.
That messenger better come up with something soon, or things are going to get ugly.
Turns, startled, as he looks right into the repulsive face of Lady Grum. She smiles, exposing her 3 remaining teeth. Above. Maribel doesn't yet see Callum or Taran. Ogden pops his head out of a window between them and sees Callum.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Softly.
I need to talk to her, Ogun. Can you get her attention?
Why don't you just shout to her?
Points to Taran.
He doesn't like me talking to her.
Winks nods.
What do you want to say?
Tell her we need to talk. It's important.
Winks to Maribel. Maribel sees Ogden. Ogden points to Caleb. Caleb gestures to be quiet, then points to Taran. She nods. To Maribel, mimicking Callum.
We need talk. It's important.
I need to talk to you too.
To Callum, mimicking Maribel.
I need to talk to you too.
We should get away from here. Just us, that is. If you like.
Maribel, mimicking Callum.
We should get away from here. Just us, that is, if you like.
Oh, yes. Because when I'm with you, I feel alive.
To Callum, mimicking Maribel.
Oh, yes, because when I'm with you, I feel alive.
When I'm with you, I feel whole.
Maribel, mimicking Callum. Note Ogden's mistake.
When I'm with you, I feel you're whole.
Maribel is disturbed.
No, I feel whole, not feel you're whole.
Okay, sorry. This is my first time at this.
To Maribel.
When I'm with you, I feel whole.
Maribel feels better. Callum signals to Maribel that he will go to her. Ogun mimics him to her. She nods emphatically. Ogun mimics her to him. They both slip back inside. Ogun sighs sentimentally. Ogun arrows ricochet off the wall around him. Maribel's room. A knock on the door. Maribel eagerly opens it. Bibi is on all fours, disheveled, beat up, bite marks on her face. Maribel doesn't see her, looks both ways down the corridor. As Bibi grabs the door jamb to pull herself up below, Maribel shrugs her shoulders, closes the door on Bibi's fingers.
Yeah!
Maribel opens the door. Bibi kneels, holds her hand in pain.
Bibi! I'm so glad to see you. Where have you been?
Maribel goes back in. Bibi limps in, grumbling.
Frabby Grappalog Bugaboo.
Your arrival is very timely. I need to look my best. I'm expecting a very special visitor.
Maribel sits at a mirror. Bibi gestures mockingly, then hobbles up behind Maribel. Bibi mouths Maribel's words mockingly. She drapes a white cloth over Maribel's face.
Is this a bridal veil? Yes, that would be wonderful, but not yet, I'm afraid. Anyway, the cloth is too thick. I can't see a thing, silly girl.
Another knock on the door. Gasps.
Is he here already?
The room with Aram. Aram is passed out on the bed. Caleb nudges her.
Hello. Time to stop a war and a wedding.
She awakes, though still dazed. Juju enters, arms full with bottles, clothes, a bucket.
Okay, I've got everything.
Great. Have her come as soon as she's ready.
You have to wrap me up, you know?
I know, dear. I saw the show.
Caleb opens the door to exit, but stops when he sees Ramus at Maribel's door. He listens with the door open a crack.
Forgive the intrusion, but I'm afraid I must speak to you of a matter most urgent.
Ramus enters Maribel's room. The door closes behind him. Caleb sneaks out and heads down the corridor. Interior, the foyer continues. The throne room doors fly open, whacking Chubby and Stubby.
All right, everyone, to the chapel.
Aldo leads the guests in a conga line to the chapel. Interior, the chapel, continuous. Norval emerges out of the room by the altar and tries to shut the door behind him, but the nuns push back. Norval prevails and slams door shut, grabs a bottle of wine, tosses it in, wedges across the door lever. He dashes to the priest and drags him behind the altar, then drops down as Aldo and guests enter. Everyone sits except Aldo, who waits in the back.
Where's the priest?
Norval pops up behind the altar wearing the priest's robe, headpiece, and a nervous smile.
It's been a while, but you look different somehow.
I packed on a wee bit.
Pompion takes the groom's position up front. In the back, young maidens holding flowers enter in the back and line up at the back of the aisle. One sneezes profusely. Ramus leads the bride in. She wears an elaborate wedding gown and a veil over her face. She stumbles, reaches out blindly. Ramus takes her to Aldo, who stands ready to walk up the aisle. Ramus whispers to Aldo.
As expected, she was surprised upon learning she was to wed the prince, but strangely agreeable.
Excellent.
To Norval.
You may proceed.
Well, unfortunately, it seems the organist has fallen ill. We'll have to wait for another to arrive.
Much time has passed since last these fingers caressed the keys of ivory, yet I am pleased to engage in an effort, which will hopefully prove worthy of the occasion.
God bless you. That's so helpful.
Ramus sashays to the organ like a great maestro. Ramus's hands raise high, then ascend to the keyboard with dramatic Dracula-like music. Bach's toccata and fugue. The music morphs into the wedding march. Aldo leads the bride to the groom, sits in the front pew. Ramus stops playing.
Let us we bow our heads in silent prayer.
Norval ponders, grabs a thurible, incense burner on a chain, swings it toward the congregation, and heads are bowed. He's distracted as the nuns nearly have the door pushed open. He accidentally whacks Aldo in the head with the thurible. Aldo slithers to the floor. Norval cringes. All others have their heads bowed and don't notice. Norval holds the thurible at arm's length behind him, which sets the cloth on the altar on fire. Norval hurries to the door. looks around, then at the thurible. He tosses it in, pushes the door shut, wedges the cross to the door. Smoke seeps from around the door, choking. The head of the priest slowly rises from behind the altar. Norval grabs a candle holder and bonks the priest in the head. The priest plops back down. Norval gulps from a communion cup, rushes to the front, vessel that holds holy water, and scoops up holy water with the cup. He dashes to the altar, douses the fire, pulls Aldo up, hustles back to his place by the bride and groom.
Amen.
Aldo shakes his head, and he regains consciousness. Confused, he rubs his head. All heads rise.
Right then. Anyone have a fun story to tell of the bride or groom?
Aldo frowns. I.e., room with a balcony outside, continuous. Motu is on the balcony, continuing his dissertation with his herbs. All are bored to tears.
And if you still feel a little gassy, you can...
Caleb enters. The musicians file in behind him.
Help me move the table.
They slide the large table onto the balcony. The musicians put on blindfolds. There's tapping on the door.
Aha, she's here.
Caleb opens the door. Aram enters, wrapped up as before for her performance. She stumbles.
Ready?
She straightens up, nods with confidence. The musicians begin to play her sexy dance music. Aram slinks onto the table, begins the same dance as before. Outside, Hogan Dave sees her.
It's the Aram!
The Hogans pause, look to the balcony. They cheer, sway with her movements. In the room on the balcony, Caleb is confident. The veil is flung off. It's not Aram, it's Juju. Caleb is stunned. Motu's jaw drops. Juju mimics Aram seductively, disrobing piece by piece.
Hey there, mister, do you like me a lot? Do you think I'm sassy? Do you think that I'm hot?
Outside.
Oye, ay.
Oh, what have they done to her?
Hogan Dave cries on Crackus' shoulder. Crackus is horrified. He comforts Hogan Dave. In the room, on the balcony, the musicians stop. Confused, they remove the blindfolds. Oblivious, Juju keeps dancing for a beat until he realizes there's no music. He stops. Outside.
You have defiled the Aram. Now we're going to kill all of you, so it really hurts.
Ow! Wagga wagga! Aye!
In the room.
Juju, what happened?
Well, there was a little hiccup.
Sighs.
Yeah, I get it.
Do you?
The Hogans charge the castle, climb the castle walls. Their dragon tattoos captured Caleb's attention.
Maribel.
Epiphany.
I must expose myself.
You what?
I must expose myself with
He jumps onto the table.
truth!
His voice thunders through the air, as if from the heavens. All eyes are fixed on Caleb. Caleb looks to Motu, who is dumbfounded.
I am the king's messenger, and I have a message for you.
To Torin.
The truth is, there was no agreement to join forces against the Hulgans. I lied to protect myself.
To Crackus.
The king knows nothing of the Aurum, nor does anyone in the kingdom. She was led here by the trials of my deceit.
To all.
In fact, you are all here because of my masterful, devious, destructive lies.
All is quiet. Then.
Kill the messenger!
Crackus and Torin exchange looks. They have a common enemy.
Kill the messenger!
The chant builds until all are chanting.
Kill the messenger! Kill the messenger! Kill the messenger!
Kill the messenger!
In a flash, Krakus scales to the balcony, faces Calum.
Do you think you can just spew out some virtuous confession and all will be forgiven?
Raises his sword.
I'm going to kill you. Then I'm going to resuscitate you so I can kill you again.
Motu is held by Holgan Harry and Holgan Shlomo. As Krakus strikes, a hand reaches in, grabs his arm, stops him just before the blade connects. It's Aram, looking as good as ever. She skillfully disarms Krakus. It's obvious she knows how to use a sword.
Aram? You are hot and sexy again.
I know. So, what seems to be the problem here, boys?
He took you away, and we came to rescue you.
I don't need to be rescued. I wanted to come.
But why?
I came to rescue love. This man is in love with a woman who is being forced to marry to some schmuck he doesn't even know.
This is bad?
Off her look.
What a horrible injustice.
Shudders.
But what about him? He doesn't have to pay for his bad behavior.
Indeed he does.
To Calum.
Are you prepared to accept your punishment?
Calum solemnly nods.
Turn around.
Calum turns around. Aram masterfully flings the sword around, spins, jabs the sword into the table, gives Calum a major dope slap.
Don't do that no more.
The Holgans burst into laughter. Calum rubs his head. Motu sighs with relief. A large, scowling Holgan marches up to a small, fearful tavernite, smiles, gives him a bear hug. Another Holgan gives an unwelcome hug to Torin. Holgan Harry and Holgan Shlomo laugh with Motu. Holgans and tavernites get friendly. The Holgans release the captive soldiers. An older Holgan comes up to Lady Grum, puts his arms out for a hug. She punches him. The Holgan spits out a tooth, punches her back. She spits out a tooth. Now she has two. He smiles, oogles her. She giggles bashfully. To Calum.
When is this wedding anyway?
Now.
To all.
We must stop this wedding. Ayu! Waka!
Ow! Waka! Aye!
Interior, the chapel, moments later.
And now, if anyone knows of any reason why these two should not be married, let him speak now or forever hold his peace.
Looks around.
Anybody? Well, I now pronounce you man and wife.
Calum, Aram rush into the back of the chapel. The Holgans wait outside.
We're too late.
You may now kiss the bride.
Pompian lifts the veil. It's not Maribel. It's Serenity. Pompian gasps with horror.
Holy shit!
About this pot roast? You finally got me all to yourself. Woo-hoo!
To Calum.
That is the woman you desire?
Calum is confused, speechless. Ramus plays his version of the wedding march. Serenity pulls the bewildered Pompian down the aisle. Maribel runs in from another door, distressed.
I'm too late. I was locked in my room and...
She sees Pompian and Serenity as they exit. Calum and Maribel's eyes meet.
You're not Prince Pompian?
Ponders.
I've been such a fool. You're just a fraud and a liar.
You told me you were the princess. What about that?
I never told you I was the princess.
Yes, you did. You...
Ponders.
It was Torin. He called you princess.
Of course. That's what he's called me since I was a little girl.
Torin barges in.
Everything all right, princess?
Yes, Papa. Everything's fine.
Chitaran,
Let me show you how Hulgans celebrate after a wedding.
escorts him
Papa.
out.
Papa, Torin is your father.
It was all a lie. Everything you ever said was a lie.
No, Maribel, listen to me.
Maribel decks him, storms out. Exterior, Aldo's castle, continuous. Pompion is still dazed as they climb into a carriage.
Boy, my father sure looks happy, like he's gonna cry. Never knew him to be sentimental. He must really like you, eh, pot roast?
To Ramus.
Little peace and quiet around here.
Ramus nods. Nearby, Maribel stomps out past Motu.
How did that feel? I've wanted to do that so many times.
Stops. Sighs.
I thought we had something special, but I didn't even know him. It was all just stories.
Well then, let me tell you a story about him.
Nearby, Caleb solemnly approaches Aldo, bows. Exterior, unknown location. Evening. Caleb is bent over. He sees him from behind. Ogun stands over him with his axe at the ready.
You know, buddy, this isn't a head I wanted to chop, but I do what I must.
Ogun brings the axe down. Chop.
Ogun, my lad,
Norville calls from the back door of the tavern.
you need to chop 2 more heads of lettuce and make more croutons as well.
Caleb stands with a bowl of chopped lettuce.
What's the problem? I thought you liked chopping heads.
Oh, I do, but it should be romaine lettuce in the spring salad.
Ogun takes the bowl in. Caleb follows with another bowl. Interior, Norville's tavern. Continuous. The place is fixed up. Classy. The musicians play atmosphere music on the stage. Tavernites and hooligans are well dressed and well mannered. Krakus enters, looking dapper, with Aram on his arm. Juju and Aram compare elegant outfits. Lady Grum cuddles with her new Hogan boyfriend. Sally is also cleaned up. She sits bored with a new doll. Norville checks orders.
We need more potatoes.
To the
More
kitchen.
potatoes.
In the kitchen, Bibi prepares food on a countertop. She looks up. A lone bag of potatoes rests on a high shelf. She grumbles.
Avidu quavaglob.
At the bar, Caleb sets the bowl on the bar where Motu sprinkles on herbs. The mark of the righteous knight is exposed on Caleb's arm.
So, how did you get it? Really?
Let's just say that my venerable twin brother told the truth one too many times when, while on his way to receive this from the Pope, ship's captain asked if he'd been with his daughter.
Ah. And so you took his place.
Caleb answers without answering. In the kitchen, Bibi sways atop of a stack of a chair, a crate, a table, propped up on end as she struggles to reach the potatoes. The door to the kitchen opens, pushing the stack over, leaving Bibi precariously stretched out above. Maribel peers in.
Bibi?
Maribel looks around, doesn't see Bibi, shuts the door. The stack teeters, tumbles. Bibi falls, hits the crate and the chair, lands on a hot stove.
Yeah!
She flies off the stove, bangs her head on a hanging pot, drops prone to the floor. She sits up, the potatoes rain down on her. Heavy sigh. The door opens. Maribel looks in.
Oh, there you are. Never mind about the potatoes. We don't need them anymore.
Shuts the door.
Guava fofo.
Another potato bonks her head. In the tavern, Caleb and Motu continue their duties.
You know, I thought you would have left by now.
But I have not yet repaid my debt.
You had told me what I needed to do from the beginning, so I finally did it. And then you told Maribel I had done it for her, so...
Yes. I suppose you are correct. I'm finally free to go and do as I please. I am so happy.
What say we have one more drink before you go?
Yes, of course.
Caleb waves Maribel over. Norval and Torin come as well.
Hi, Papa.
Hi, Princess.
Hi, Dad.
Torin scowls.
Fortunately, the king was quite pleased with the way things turned out, so this ball bag gets to keep his useless head, and we get to savor his most excellent wine.
Raises his glass.
To the king.
They all raise their glasses. A figure on the stage, back turned, plays a lute. Hulk and Harry turns around. He sings to the camera.
And you're anxious to go, 'cause you really have to pee. But I wonder, is it plainly clear that your time here could have been spent more productively? You could have learned to play the oboe or flamenco guitar, or written to your mom since she's forgotten who you are. You could have taken up Tai Chi or a Szechuan cooking class, but instead you wasted all this time just sitting on your ass.
As Lady Grum enjoys the music with her bow, a guy at a nearby table grabs a salt shaker from the table. She notices but restrains herself and ignores him.
There are many other things that you should do that would be wise. It's really not a secret. You could use some exercise. And you should be more careful of the company you keep. That person sitting next to you is giving me the creeps. Hey, everybody sing.
She can't hold back any longer. She lunges, pummels the guy.
No.
He dashes over, tries to stop her while protecting chairs, tables, dishes. Juju joins in to help Norval. Lady Grum whacks the guy. He falls back towards Norval. Norval tosses a dish of food and a glass of wine to Juju, then catches the guy. Juju catches the dish and glass without spilling a crumb or a drop. Sets them back on the table. Lady Grum's bow eats her food while she's occupied. To Motu.
Well, I can't honestly say I'm going to miss you.
And I will definitely not miss you.
Yeah, take one for the road.
Caleb holds it up a bottle of wine to Motu. A knife flies in toward Motu's chest. It ricochets off the bottle and sticks into the wall.
No!
That wasn't...
He bolts. Motu angrily goes after him.
And you should be more careful of the company you keep. That person sitting next to you is giving me the creeps. Hey, everybody sing.
Fade out.
Right, thank you. Everybody give a big round of applause to all these wonderful actors. Thank you so much. And to Dale, the writer.
Yay, writer.
Yay.
Fantastic. That was so much fun. We're just going to go through the actors again one more time and, go ahead and tell us a little bit about how we can maybe see you somewhere else or your website or something. We'll start with Ben Leotoa.
Oh, Hey everyone, I'm Ben Leotoa. I'm a local actor and a filmmaker here in Seattle. And, just look for me on Facebook. Thanks everyone. It was a pleasure to be here tonight.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. And okay, next, Dean Moody.
Hey, friends. Thank you very much. I do voiceover work. So this is my my website in the back there. You can find me at deantmoodyvoice.com. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I messed up the very end of the very last song, but it was on 2 separate pieces of paper there. So in any case, I had a great time. And thank you so much for having me as part of the group tonight.
You have a dual role. You were playing the guitar too. A little harder.
Thank you for noticing. I appreciate that.
All right, and then we had our star here, Duncan Starbosco.
Hi there, I'm Duncan Starbosco. Thanks for coming out. You can find more of my work at my website, Starbosco Productions. I also have an Instagram, Starbosco Design, and just Starbosco that has what I'm up to.
Nice.
Thanks.
Yes. And Erwin Gone? Are you muted there? You wanna-
Hello, Erwin Galan. I am not a professional singer. Big surprise.
You were
You
good.
can find me on IMDb if you want. I mainly just do theater and film, but this was fun. It's a really fun script. Thank you.
All right, next we have Erwin. I'm sorry. We just did
Oh, again, Erwin
Aaron
Galan.
Ray.
Yes, I am a film and
Aaron
theater
Ray.
actor. I do not know how to sing, but thank you very much for your patience.
Can we find you on IMDb?
Yes. So next is Erin Ray, and I just have to say that she was such a good sport. She had her head chopped off twice, and she was beat up throughout the entire script. So.
Bravo, bravo.
Thanks for having me, everyone. Actor, filmmaker. I am most fun on Twitter, so I'll see you guys there. I am interactive and I will follow you back.
Really?
Yes.
And Gabriella Noble, Maribel.
Hello, I'm Gabriella Noble, and you can find me on Facebook or IMDb. And I'm also with Big Fish Northwest Talent. And this was a blast tonight. Had a lot of fun.
Glad to have you. How about Ian Wells?
Hey everybody, I'm an actor that's based out of Seattle. I'm with TCM Talent, also in Seattle, and I'm an actor filmmaker. And the best place to find me right now is probably Instagram at wells.wells.wells. And in the link in my bio there, you can actually watch my latest short film that I starred in. So, and I also produced and helped write it. So if you want to give that a view, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Awesome. Was that filmed during COVID?
No, it was summer of last year or 2019, and it finally went out to festivals in early 2020, and then COVID happened. And I actually shot another short film in February of 2020, and it was the last thing I did in person, like before quarantine. So that was really cool to get to do, and then everything kind of stopped. But
All right, cool. We'll all check that out.
Yeah,
How
I
about
see it.
Ingrid Sinai Burun?
Hi, this was absolutely a blast. Loved every second of it. I'm a film, theater, commercial actor. My website is my name, ingridsaniburon.com, with Topo Slope Talent based in Seattle. This was a hoot.
We loved the costume changes too. Jonathan Keys.
Yes, I second all the sentiments. This was so much fun. I'm an actor. Also, I don't have a website, but you can find me on Twitter, Instagram at my name, Jonathan Keys.
Awesome. Michael Crowley.
I can only say how much fun this was. Like everyone else, this was a ball, and I'm so happy to have been a part of it. I do have a website, thecrowlspace.com. That's THECROWL space.com. I've got some links to short films that I've shot there. If you want to hear more of my voice and radio work, you can go to BrokenAlaska.com, which was an improvised radio program that ran for a couple of years on a local radio station. You can find me on IMDb, and you can find me on Instagram under my full name, Michael Edward Crowley, and I would be happy to get in touch with you. I had such fun again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Michelle Conklin.
Hey, also so much fun. I felt like I got to go back to my roots of being up on the high school musical stage there. So thank you. I too have a website, my full name, MichelleLynnConklin.com. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram and IMDb, Seattle actor for stage and film.
Sweet.
Tessie Harasti.
Hi, it was such a pleasure to do this. Thank you so much for having me. I'm a Mexican actress based in New York. You can find me on my website, tessieharasti.com, and see what I'm doing. I have my latest work as a funny horror short that it's on Amazon Prime and called Mother's Home. And I'm really happy to connect with either of you via website or IMDb or Instagram or Facebook. And I'm also an activist for mental health and expressive art therapies. So whenever you required any of those things or whatever, I'm really happy to give back.
Fantastic. Trevor Lewis.
Yes, hi, I'm Trevor Lewis, the other non-professionally trained singer whatsoever. And I told Kristen that when she reached out. So I'm still glad that she was able to find a place for me. It was absolutely incredible watching everybody work. I had fun playing around with the accents, but super talented cast. It was really great being a part of it. You can find me on Instagram, Trevor P as in Paul Lewis, Facebook, IMDb, and I'm with Big Fish Northwest Talent. But you guys are amazing. It was really great watching you guys work.
Thank you. And Wanda Moats.
Hi. Thank you for coming to the audience and to my fellow actors. What a joy to be in the room with actors again. I am an actor, voiceover, audio engineer, and recovering scientist, represented by Big Fish Northwest. And you can find my website at wandamoats.com.
What science?
Thank you. Now, if you if you forget any of the actors' names and want to look them up, you can go to nwsg.org and go to the event page for the Righteous Night table read, and you'll see all their names there, and there are links to some of their websites. And just want to say thank you again to everybody for coming. Thank you to Dale. We'll all stick around. Whoever wants to stick around, we can all, talk to him and chat and maybe have a drink together. So
yeah, and I just want to say, unlike some of the commercials we see on TV, these are actors, not real people. Glad to have you all. And look for the soundtrack on iTunes coming out soon.
Really? Nope.
I think Dale also wants any feedback. So if you want to, stick around and have a chat with him, we'll be here for a while. So thank you again to everybody for coming, and thank you to all of our actors. Thank you so much.